Oh,
I'm sorry. Were you saying something?
have you got a job yet?
I can't hear you. You're gonna have to speak up more.
Have you got a job yet?
Have you got a job yet?
Okay, well, you guys keep saying that, but you guys always know that I have a job.
You got another
Yeah.
one?
I might.
You should have.
Another one.
You should have 12 jobs.
No, stop. Now you're teasing me.
That's at least $12 an hour, I bet.
Yeah.
At least. The one I'm gonna get is around 18.
Hey, that's pretty good.
The one I currently have is 14. What the hell is this $12 that you're talking about?
I was making a joke because
the
America's
hell is this
minimum wage system is scuffed as fuck. So if you had 12 jobs, that would be $12 an hour because each one has $1 an hour. That's the joke.
That would be the worst paying job in the entire world.
America has plenty of those, I feel.
So when I was 22, I was working at Domino's, like, Domino's the pizza.
Yeah.
I was getting 10 Australian dollars an hour, which converts to about $6.70 US.
Wow, that was less than I made when I worked at Domino's.
There was a kid there working for 5 Australian dollars an hour, which is about $3.34 US.
To be fair, our tax also works differently. So.
Yeah. I think the least I've been paid is $7.25.
The least I've ever heard anyone get paid in Australia was a friend of mine who was working for cash on hand. He got paid cash on hand for moving manure around a farm, and he was getting paid 3 Australian dollars an hour.
That's insane.
It was so dumb.
The best I've ever gotten was I was working a cash on hand job. I was helping a musician move his equipment around. This was before I was on disability, and it was like $20 an hour.
When I was working at Salah, I was like getting like mid $20 an hour. I was getting like $23, $24 an hour during like harvest and stuff. But that's a seasonal job. And I also realized that like the company fucking overpaid by like almost $1 million that year
Ooh.
just to get people in.
Ooh. Oh, do you want to know a life hack for Australia right now?
Die.
No.
I was just about to say, end your life.
No. If you get paid cash in hand, right, you're supposed to report that as tax, right? Like you're supposed to report what you earned and then put that money aside and pay that in tax, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the pokies, for the US people, it's the slots.
Mm-hmm.
Put all of your earnings into the machine and then pull it all out again. If you pull it out of the machine, it counts as gambling winnings from pokies and is completely tax-free.
The technicalities.
Which is why if you go to any pub in a regional town where there's heaps of cash in hand jobs, you'll see all the tradies at the end of the day just putting their pay through the machines.
It's like legal money laundering.
It is. And bonus, as long as you're there feeding money into the machine, you get free drinks.
It's a win all around. I mean,
Every-
I have my own technique, right?
Hmm.
My technique was, if Uncle Sam doesn't know about it, I'm gonna pay it.
Oh, Uncle Sam knows about it.
Well, no paper trails. Uncle Sam has no idea. Mine was the term here is under the table.
What table? There's no table here.
Exactly. There wasn't even a
The table's
table.
gone too. Also the hand. Also, where did I go? Huh? I was never here. What do you mean?
Alright, I have that, and I have that. Cool. Well, shall we? We have 3 hours-ish. Stinks, when do we need to finish?
In 3 hours, if
Cool.
I remember correctly.
Yeah,
So-
midday.
It has not changed.
Has not changed.
So,
Cool. Well, shall we begin?
yes.
Yes.
We're all here, except for Sol, who's not here.
I'm here.
Not here.
Present.
Well, it's been a little while, and also we cannot play next week because I am working the moving office. So,
Yeah, I blame Cameron.
I blame
Yeah,
Sol.
fuck, yeah. There you
I
go.
blame Sol.
You always blame me.
I blame
Actually,
the
no,
Pokemons.
I blame Cameron
I blame Cameron.
and Sol.
I blame the communists.
They colluded together to make this
I
happen.
blame the coup in Russia.
Well, I blame the Spanish Inquisition.
I blame.
No one
blame
expects
the
it.
floating
Alright.
submarine.
We're-
Alright, so I'll do a recap because it's been a few weeks. So, if you recall, you guys are all in the Endless Maze.
Truly.
we are.
Please refer to picture. Boop. You. The rest of the Order of the Blue Moon split off to destroy various devices with success, although some losses. And you made your way along, heading towards Baphomet's tower. In that picture, it's a big tower there. When you met a pair of Order soldiers from 20 years ago who had been battling and surviving in the maze the entire time. They could not reach out because there was a device somewhere in the maze, that was blocking outbound interdimensional communication. So sendings, etc., going out were blocked, but coming in were not. So these people couldn't call out that they were still there. You met them, had a rest, and they showed you a map that they had made over the course of the last 20 or so years, and told you that they saw the portal device, being moved from Baphomet's tower to the Tower of Science, which Archie knew as the place that Baphomet does his demonic research. And as far as they know, the portal device is still in there. Also, Archie, upon moving through the maze, triangulated where the locking teleport signal was coming from, and it's coming from the tower as well. Made your way along, you fought some things, you fought some vampire kin that you crushed. You killed a doppelganger cultists, and a few more cultists, and some more things. You then rescued a friend. You met a friend.
Yeah.
Who had been overwhelmed by cultists. A Mind Flayer Arcanist, who had a bit more individuality than the rest of them. Who had crashed, as you had seen a Nautiloid crash along with the Githyanki ship. He was the only survivor, he said, and survived the crash, but then got assaulted by cultists. And they were dragging him off to have whatever cultists do to him. You rescued him, told you his name was Afrolt, and an alliance was formed. Basically, he would help you. He's completely tapped on spells, but even being tapped on spells and injured, a Mind Flayer is still a Mind Flayer, so useful.
Mind Flayer.
You proceeded along the maze, approaching the Tower of Science, and as you oh yep, sorry, I've got to say as well. The other Order people have destroyed their respective targets. There's only one target left in the area called the City. The Order leaders are gathering forces. They are preparing to move on it, and they haven't moved on it yet. That's the last one standing. But you do know there's a Balor there, and they know that too. So they're getting ready for that. But you proceeded through the maze, and as you get to, you got to a point in the maze where the maze opened up to a large, open, barren, war-torn hellscape, about 2 or 3 miles across. Sorry, about 6 miles across, and in the middle is the tower. You're sort of at the edge of the maze looking out on this hellscape, and that's where we start. So, it's about, just for clarity, it's about 2 or 3 mile of open ground between where the maze ends and where the base of the tower is. The ground isn't perfectly flat, it's like rocky and a bit precarious in places, but it's generally a flattish sort of thing, and it is littered with corpses and wreckage from battles. What do you all do? Anyone?
Oh god, we need to go, don't we? We need to head towards it. That's where we need to go.
Alright.
We gotta go.
We probably
Okay,
should go.
so looking at the tower, generally, like a bit to your right, you can see the main entrance of the tower. It's a decent distance away. There are 2 Garistros guarding the main entrance. Garistros are wearing armor. And it's too far away to tell anything smaller in detail. The Garistros are quite massive, which is why I can see them. But there are things moving about at the entrance to the tower. It is extremely heavily guarded, and going in that way is definitely a no-go. Anyone who wants to can make a perception check as you peer out across the expanse.
Not
Why
make
not?
perception.
Also, is Roll20 lagging for anyone else?
Always.
everyone else.
I downloaded Firefox, so it didn't.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, it's been really laggy for me like the past few months.
I think I see exactly what Scarlet sees.
I will see all.
You will see all. Oh,
My dog
Archie does
eyes
see it.
see everything.
Alright. So, Archibald, now you have your glasses.
Uh-huh.
And Thanraya, now you have extremely heightened senses thanks to your lichen throat form. Firstly, at the entrance, you can make out creatures exiting the tower from the main entrance. They look to be minotaurs, they look to be armored, and they look to be sort of rallying near the entrance to the tower. This is more than just a force that would be randomly patrolling the maze. You both ascertain that this force is likely going to move on the portal you arrived in. There's maybe 100 or so minotaurs over there.
A lot of minotaurs.
And the thing is, you know, Baphomet knows that the portal room has been taken because you saw the Quasits leave after you won the battle against Marekas.
Mm-hmm.
So you get it. So there's that.
I will try and use the psychic link to the other people to inform them of what we've just seen.
Okay, as you make a connection, you get a connection to Gordon and Ariana.
We've just witnessed about 100 or so minotaurs exiting in formation. They look to be heading towards the portal room. Just be aware that a fight is coming, potentially.
Gordon responds with, "Good, the men have been getting bored here. Let them come."
Only 100? Pathetic.
100 so far, but you can see 3 or 4 at a time exiting the tower further on. Like after that, like there's just a stream of them coming out in small groups. Gordon is aware, and he's a leader. He knows what he's doing.
Good.
You also see people entering the tower. You do perception checks. Groups of what you recognize to be clearly cultists are walking in and wearing particularly blood-stained robes and stuff, moving through, and the Garistros looking at them and letting them pass. These cultists are being allowed entry to the tower.
Gentlemen, I might not have a brain, but I have an idea.
Right?
In addition, before you say that, in
Yeah.
addition, you also, both Archie and Thanraya, you notice, there are creatures patrolling the waste, and the wastes aren't entirely flat. There's there's piles of zombies, like mounds, big enough that even Tycan could hide behind, in the open flats. There's the wrecked corpses of Garistros. You're pretty sure you see a dead pit fiend. You see a wrecked, some form of skyship that has just crashed. You see a pile of demons about 60 feet high and about 80 feet across, and at the center is what is undoubtedly a dead angel.
Oh shit.
There have been countless battles here, and there's just a war-torn place. There's definitely cover for you to get across. Both of you notice that there are creatures moving about that aren't dead in this open field. You see various forms of smaller demons. You see small groups of cultists. You see skeletons wearing armor, just generally patrolling the waste. It's by no means heavily guarded, but there are things wandering. So, sorry, you were saying.
I was gonna say we could disguise ourselves as cultists if we find some.
I don't know if Tyken can really hide as a cultist. Look at him.
I mean, if I have a robe and something to cover my face with, maybe.
This 7'8" cultist that we found in the middle of the brinks.
We just put a minotaur horn on his head.
Hi guys, I'm new.
It's my first
My
day.
first day.
Come here often.
Well, we can try to sneak in, or we can try to find another way, but I don't think the second option is really valid. I don't know if there is another way.
Part of me feels like there wouldn't be a back door, but we can always try.
We'll go through the endless maze to the back door, smile.
Yeah, does.
Honk, honk.
Afrolt says, "Well, I don't have much in the way of casting. I've used some of my big magic. I do have some minor magic. I can disguise myself."
Seems like a good idea.
And Charlie, as I forgot what his spell this was. Charlie can't do anything.
I do not have invisibility prepared, so I cannot do that, and I don't think it would work, so...
What is the chances, do we think, that they take prisoners inside the tower?
As you say that, you do see some cultists dragging some prisoners into the tower.
Well, answer that
Because-
question.
If we have Mr. Forgot the Illithid's name, Mindflayer's name.
Afrolt.
Afro. If we have Afro disguise himself
Okay.
as a cultist, and we tie ourselves up, we might be able to go in through the front door.
Or how many cultists are taken in prisoners? That's the real question. We can't really just have one cultist taking 5 prisoners.
That's true.
You do see like groups of like 5 cultists dragging 2 prisoners sort of idea. It's sort of that sort of a ratio. It's like,
Damn.
but you know,
We would have to do it the opposite way, where a lot of us are dressed as cultists, and then we're dragging some people in.
True. Well, I got nothing else.
I'm fine with going in as a disguise. It's just the fact if they see through it, we're going to have a fight in our hands.
But what's the alternative?
Find a back door.
Then we try and find a back door.
If there is one.
The disguise can always be the last thing that we do.
I will say from your position, you can only really see the front side of the tower. It is like it is in the pictures. It's like a squarish base, but you're sort of at the front-ish end of it. If you wanted to enter the waist and sort of circle the tower, you could do that.
Let's do that. Might as well check all angles first, and then decide to be reckless.
All right.
Fair enough.
And I will say there are no windows on the tower.
With a window.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Sorry. For Fanray and Archibald, there is a window. I will say. Sorry. It's a long way up, more than a mile up. But that's the first window. It looks like it's near the top-ish of the tower. And you're pretty sure if you were a demon lord and you wanted to like look over your domain, that's probably where you do it.
Makes a lot of sense.
But other than that, there's no windows because no one else needs to see the maze. Cool. So, how will you proceed? Are you going to sort of enter the wastes and sort of navigate between all the piles of bodies and debris?
I don't think we have a choice.
Right. As you all form up and move with purpose, I will get you all to make a stealth check for me, please. This is a group stealth check.
Goodbye, guys. It has been fun.
It's a group stealth check, so basically it's everyone's rolls are averaged out.
What is stealth? Is it dex?
It is dex. Oh, your Spectre won't need to roll for this because this is the sort of place that Spectres would hang out.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I feel like they would blend in really well now that you've mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Perfection.
Alright, so Thanraya rolls a 17. Scarlet got a 20.
I felt like it goes like Tyken trips, causing Archie to run into Tyken, causing Archie to trip.
That's fine.
Darkin then rolls down a mound of dead bodies.
Afrolt rolls a 19.
Gets in his
Charlie-
mouth.
And Charlie rolls a 17.
Whoa.
As Afrolt does his thing where he sort of steps forward and then begins to levitate and then makes no noise as he levitates along. So in all, that is a pretty decent stealth, despite Tycan and Archie not being very stealthy.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So in unison, you all sort of wait for a moment when the creatures wandering about aren't particularly near you, and move to the nearest mound, and then move to the next mound. And the ground is dry and cracked, and there's little pools of black goo everywhere. As you move between the mounds of the bodies, you go past a mound of zombies that are still limping and slowly groaning and reaching for you, but they're sort of just pinned under each other.
Would
You go-
like to hear about your extended car warranty?
You wait there for a second and stop. next to these zombies as you hear the shuffling and footsteps of something nearby. As you see 5 skeletons wearing what's left of full plate armor that are about maybe 80 feet from you, that sort of are wandering, and they don't see you. As you see these skeletons, you notice they are wearing armor with the symbol of the flaming fist.
I'm one with blue.
Flaming fist.
Which you would recall as they were the main mercenary group that ran Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
Now they are here. And now they are here. They look extremely tough for skeletons, but they don't notice you. They sort of wander on their way, and they sort of stop as they're sort of near you, and sort of hear bones cracking, and they look, and they begin running in a direction away from you, as if they detected something over there. You continue forwards.
Forward.
Circling to the left of the tower, you take cover in a large series of bones. The bones of what would be a huge to gargantuan creature.
Oh shit.
Which is just laying there, like, just the bones. As you move through the bones, you realize this is the corpse of some form of creature that Archie would recognize, because Archie's history person. Archie, it looks like the corpse of some sort of mutated demonic T-Rex.
Oh god.
You're not sure what killed it, but it's here and it's dead. You move further along, and you actually have to go past the mound with the dead angel on it.
No.
You go past it and sort of looking up at it as you move past. It looks to be somewhere on the scale of a planetar. It has 2 demonic steel spears through its chest, and it's got its sword in its hand still, but that's where it's fallen, on top of a mound of dead demons.
A mound of dead demons.
Yes.
The klepto in me wants that sword.
Yep.
You want the sword?
I do want the sword.
You want the sword? We can get
I
the
can't-
sword.
I can vouch. Planetar swords are great.
I'll get. How close are we?
It's about 50-ish feet up. A mound of demons.
Can my spectre get the sword? In fact, I'm gonna make my spectre go up there and touch the sword. See what happens.
Probably
Okay.
not going to end well for your Spectre if I had to take a
Okay.
shot in
So,
the dark.
so the angel's corpse is sort of like limp there, being held up by these spears, but the sword is still in its hand. The spectre just silently floats up the mound of corpses and gets to the angel, which is very dead and decomposing.
Very, very dead. Not just dead, very dead.
Very, very dead.
The sword is giving off a brief, radiant light. As the spectre gets to it, does it touch it?
Yes.
Cool.
An explosion happens and everyone dies.
Your spectre takes 28 points of radiant damage.
Close enough.
As your spectre touches it. There is suddenly a flare of divine light. Just your spectre takes the damage.
Yep. It's on like 2 hit points.
As it takes it. The divine light is extremely bright, and immediately you hear the sound of shuffling heading in your direction.
Is this the oops moment?
This
Yes.
is the oops.
You know what? In honor of the oops moment, why don't I'll go ahead and go up there and try to grab it.
I
since
was
we
just
seem
gonna
like we
say,
want it.
does the Spectre not pull the sword free, even though
No.
it takes the damage?
No, this is just upon simply touching it.
I see. Well, because he touched it, can he yank it? He has 2 hit points left. He's dying anyway.
Cool. I'll get the Spectre to make me an athletics check. This will be a straight strength if it doesn't have athletic ability.
Its strength is 1.
Better than none.
Oh
Good luck.
shit, that's fucking hilarious.
The Spectre burns from the radiant light. This is like the exact opposite of what it should be touching. um,
Oh, that's funny.
it does yank, and is unable to pry the sword free of the angel's iron grasp. And the Spectre takes a further 30 points of radiant damage.
Yeah, it did.
Fair enough.
Can I just go up there, grab it, pull it out?
That's what I was doing. That's what I said.
I mean, I can get up there faster.
It is a climb, so yeah, Scarlet can definitely get up there quicker. As
I mean-
Scarlet going up?
Yeah.
Okay, Scarlet, you scamper up the corpses of demons. As you scamper up
These
there,
are demons.
as you scamper up there, it is 60 feet, so you can dash, get up there straight away.
Yep.
6 seconds. As you scamper up there, the rest of you, the sound of creatures approaching from 2 different directions. You can't see them because they're behind the pile from where you are, but creatures have noticed these flashes and are moving in the direction.
They are moving.
Can I grab it?
You get up to the angel. As you get up to the angel, Scarlet, you see there are blood tears on the angel's face that have dried where it fell.
Oh.
As you touch the blade, Scarlet, I need to ask, what is your alignment?
Neutral good.
Sure, good, cool. I will get you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
$16.
As you touch the sword, Scarlet, there is a very brief flash. You take 14 points of radiant damage. Take that, and I'll continue on.
Yep, I'm at 2 temp HP.
As you touch it, it burns, but then you hear a voice in your head. Speaking in Celestial, if you know it.
I think I do, because Celestial just is a language I usually take for these things.
Cool.
I do.
As you yes, you do. Cool. The voice speaks to you in Celestial, in your head. Get me out of here. Free me.
That is the plan.
As you think that, the hand you manage to. As you think that, the hand lets go of the blade, and you now have it. It's heavy and large. It's about. It's. How big is a Planetar's sword? Like,
Um,
How big is a Planetar?
they're about 8 to 10 feet tall.
Then I would say if they usually use 2-handed swords, right?
This is the one-handed sword.
One-handed swords. So I would say probably about.
I would say it would be
5
like the
feet.
size of a Zweihander.
I'd say about 5-foot sword.
It is about a
Yeah,
5-foot
one-handed.
sword.
Cool.
It's extremely heavy. But as you get the sword free and you hold it in, you hold it. It's super heavy. And then you look down. There are 2 groups of creatures approaching your position. You can see them both, Scarlet. One looks to be a group of demons. you would recognize demons because she has summoned one in the past. Also,
Oh,
used Maker's
boy.
Gun.
That's not what I want to hear.
You see 2 Balguras
Oh boy.
Monkey.
and a group of abyssal wretches
Sounds retching.
approaching from the left. These are like really your small, like pitiful demons. But the Balguras are kind of a threat. And on the other side, you see 4 of those skeletal flaming fist knights approaching, and they are moving rapidly in your guys' position. They're about 90 feet away on each side and approaching.
She gets back down with
Cool.
the sword. And
As Scarlet just slides down the bodies of demons and hits the ground. You hear the sound of Balguras roaring, skeletons smashing their swords on their shields, moving in your direction.
I think we could leave. You know, fast. Unless you want to stay and fight them all.
All of a sudden, Thanray is invisible as I cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. Thanray is invisible.
Oh.
The Arcanist says, I do not have the means to fight such enemies.
Then we run.
Okay.
I don't either. I think we should leave.
Okay.
Yep, we go.
Okay. As you go, I'm gonna need you all to make me another stealth check, please. Another group stealth check to try to move away from them and hide behind another pile of wreckage before these creatures notice you.
Do I not have advantage with my invisibility?
You don't need to roll.
Okay.
Actually, no. Sorry, you have advantage. You have advantage because it is still sound.
Oh, 17. There you go.
Archie performs best under critical stress and advantage.
I got a 14, so that's not bad.
Cool. And they roll. Cool. You guys, you sort of begin to move. You see what looks to be the wreckage of some sort of flying ship. You're not sure where it's from or what time period, but you move to it, which is about 100 feet away, and then duck into a crack in the hold and peer out. You notice that the skeletons and the Balguras are sort of circling where you were and are beginning to look around the area. One of the Balguras picks up one of the dretches, one of the abyssal... What are they? Abyssal wretches, and just throws it out of anger before they begin to fan out and move. It looks like you've escaped them for the moment. And by the way, the Balguras are not regular Balguras. They have Minotaur horns, Minotaur feet.
Yeah.
They are Minotaurish. You sort of wait about 4 or 5 minutes before their search does fade, and they sort of move off and continue to look elsewhere.
Cool. After they're gone, I will reapply that to whoever
Yep.
needs it.
Yep.
Well, mostly me. I just lost 14 of it.
It was me, Barry.
But satisfied that you've not attracted their attention too much, what are you doing with the sword?
Gonna hold on to it for now.
Okay, it is very large, just so you know.
I mean, she has the strength for it,
Can
probably.
Titan see it?
Sure.
Like, he'll hand it back. He just wants to look at it as a smith.
Go for it.
As you look at the sword, Tycan, there are symbols of a particular god on it.
Oh. Who?
Pelor.
Oh.
You're not sure what an angel of Pelor was doing in the Mindless Maze, but here we are.
in the endless maze.
Don't give it to me, I won't give it back.
And you drag it around.
And Taiken, it's damaged. It's got little chips in the blade. It's been under a lot of battle to get to where it is.
He looks at it and he says, once we're out of here, I think I can fix it. I'll give it a few test swings just to see the feel before handing it back to Scarlet.
It feels like it's resisting you swinging it.
I'm Tyken, nothing resists me swinging it.
It's just like a feeling of like,
Yeah.
yeah. Taiken, you would get a sense that this blade may not be like you would get a sense, Taiken, that an angel's sword is where their soul is, and if you can't use it, at least you can free the soul of the angel.
Well, he'll happily help with that. And
Get it out of this
whenever,
place.
when it resists swinging him, he would say, "Don't worry, my mother already gave me her sword. I don't want to. I don't need to use you." And then he'd hand it back.
Okay. As Scarlet.
My
manages
mom's
to-
sword's better. Yeah.
your mum's sword is actually a bit better. With that,
No chips, not abandoned in the hells,
mm,
perfectly polished, a metal oil applied every morning.
to be fair though, on that mound of demons, there were 3 Garistros. So that
Is fair.
that angel did not go down quietly.
No.
Of course not.
And considering what they did to Tyken's stomach, I imagine they would at least be able to scratch the sword a bit.
But yeah, with that, do you continue on your circling of the tower?
Yep.
Cool. As you continue to circle, winding through the wreckage, you get to a point when you can have a view of the left side of the tower. There is indeed a doorway of sorts. It is currently closed.
Is there anyone around it?
It's in the center part of the left side. So you sort of approach from the front, and you've gone around the left of the tower. In the center part of the base of the tower, there, you can see there is a door. It's like a massive metal sliding door. It is currently closed, and on either side of the door are piles of corpses. The door is currently closed.
Once I'm about 30 feet from the door, I'm gonna use my divine sense.
You're still a distance away, so you still need to approach it.
Yeah.
As you,
Because I want to get a sense around the door, so it's like 60 feet, so I want to be able to sense 30 feet behind the door as well, if I can.
so you're approaching the door.
With everyone, as long as they're okay with it. I'll go ahead and do this for you, Mr. DM, in case you need to read that.
Is everyone alright to approach the door?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
As you approach this door, getting closer, you hear a sudden heavy sound of gears and grinding chains as the door opens. You're about 90 feet from it. As the door begins to slide upwards, it's like a roller door. You've all found some pile of corpses to hide behind, so you're not spotted by the creatures that come out. But you just watch as the door slides open, and you see a creature whose art I forgot to upload. Let me grab one quickly. I'll put it in the Discord because that's probably easier. There you go. You see one of those, a
Oh,
humanoid figure wearing robes, a
that
porcelain
looks so
mask,
cool.
but its hands and body and face look to be made out of worms, like demonic worms.
Where'd you show it?
In Discord D&D chat.
Well, I hope every worm doesn't have its own fucking turn.
Yeah.
Take
You watch as this creature, which Archie you recognize immediately. That's some sort of caster.
That's bad.
This creature moves out. It's just strolling out of the doorway. Behind it are 4 Balguras, again demonically deformed, dragging what look to be the corpses of each Balgura, dragging the corpse of a Minotaur. The Minotaurs, you notice, are deformed. Their horns aren't right. Their muscles aren't big enough. And they look like they have been executed. And you notice the corpses on either side of the door are also deformed Minotaurs and other deformed demons. This worm mage thing steps forward, looks around across the waste, points at a pile, and you can see when when it points, the little worms making up the hand. Points at the pile, and the Balguras toss the deformed Minotaurs onto the pile. The worm mage looks
Oh,
around.
we're at, right?
It's about 90 feet from you. It hasn't spotted you. It's just sort of looking to make sure no one tries to make a move on the door while the door is open. As the corpses are put onto the pile, it looks around one more time before turning and not so much walking. It doesn't have legs. It just sort of slithers along the ground. It slithers like little worms carrying it along. It moves in. The 4 Balguras turn and just follow it back in, and then the door slides back shut again with another heavy metal grinding sound. You're pretty sure you just found the waste, like the trash door. The door is now closed again.
So we
What?
either take the front door or the trash door.
Would you
Trash
rather
door.
take the trash door?
Think it might be safer.
Well, if
I
you say
can-
yes, then I'm all for it because you're the one that usually hates smelling like trash.
True, but I have a magic ring that makes me smell good.
They already smell like wet dog.
I do not.
You know, Tyken would actually rather take the front door, but that's just Tyken.
Okay, so what's the option here between what we have to fight?
There are no guards that you can see outside the trash door.
Okay, so it's either fight 2 Garistros or go in the shithole.
It's not a shithole. It's more of like, think like a 2-car garage sized door. It's just where they throw their trash.
I think we should go through the trash chute. I'm
Trash chute it is.
don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty spent.
I am too.
Oh,
So
I am
this
very
is why-
spent. I have nothing left at all.
This is why
I'm
we're
good to
not
go.
going through the front door.
Charlie says, "We must put a stop to this device and get in there immediately." And Charlie begins to make a move. Aphrolt says, "Your construct is very eager."
He is rather unique.
I should like to study him sometime.
Shall we go in then?
Yep.
Yep.
And Afro begins to do his levitate thing across the ground. You all make your way towards the trash door, getting to the large mounds of trash that they've thrown out. And as you get closer, they are all creatures. Most of them are minotaurs. Some of them, you notice, as you get closer to them, have stitch marks along their bodies, as if they've been experimented on. Some of them look to just be weak-looking minotaurs. And as you move past them all, Taikan, you get within 30 feet of the door,
Mhm.
and you just surrounded by these mounds. Do you want to use your divine sense?
Yes, sir.
Cool. As you use your divine sense, you sense lingering sense of fiend on all sides of you. What's left of these creatures is just ringing as fiend.
Mm-hmm.
There is one fiend on the inside of the door.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You also sense 2 lingering celestial senses from within the piles on either side of you.
I don't want to see what that's about, but I don't know if the rest of the party would. And he would turn and be like, "There's celestial in these piles."
Wouldn't surprise me.
There's also a
just
fiend on the
really
inside of the
helpful.
door.
I mean, you do what you want.
Alright,
Okay.
then. I'll have like Andrew see what the celestial pings
Yeah.
are about.
One is so deep under the pile, you'll probably have to spend a good few minutes to dig through it. But the other one is under probably, you think, 2 or 3 minotaur corpses.
Oh, that's easy for him to move.
So you grab the minotaur corpses, which are quite small. They look almost pathetic. They look almost human-sized minotaurs. You move them aside, and there you see Taikan. Something that would probably horrify you. As I roll the dice. You pull aside the corpses, Taikan, and you see what got your celestial sense ringing.
Mm-hmm.
The withered remains of a human, or humanoid. But the sense you're getting from them is Asima.
Hyken has figured it out.
There are punctures all through their skin, and it looks like they've had every drop of blood drained.
Solemnly, he'd turn to the party and say, "I think I figured out how they made Arekas."
Every drained.
Mm-hmm.
If you recall, because that's been a while, Arekas did say, I was made to fight you."
Yep.
It's worth noting, Taikan, you wouldn't get the sense of celestial from a normal Asima. While they are an Asima, what's left of the tone of their skin is more blue in colour. This is a celestial from the upper planes. This is like an Asima, sorry, from the upper planes.
Mm.
And while you can't see the other one because it's buried, you do get a sense that this is probably the same thing.
They've really taken it out on the Celestials, aren't
I'll nod.
Are we ready to go?
they? Yep.
You are at the closed door.
I did feel there was someone on the other side of the storm as well.
If we need to, we'll take it out.
Well, no time like the presents. Yeah.
Okay, there is no clear way to open the door from this side. It looks like it's open from the inside. How would you like to open it?
Can I just pull on it really hard?
Yeah, so it opens from bottom to top. So it's like a garage door.
Oh, can I just lift on it really hard?
If you'd like to try, you certainly can.
I will. 33.
Oh,
Okay. You guys will prepare yourselves for whatever's going to be on the other side. And Taikan, you dig your hands into the cracked dirt, and you find the base of the door, and begin to pull upwards. Taikan can lift, thankfully. As you lift, and Taikan, it is an extremely tough thing. For reference, the DC for this was 25.
Oh, wow.
As you're not just fighting the door, you're fighting the series of chains and mechanisms and whatever is holding it shut. So you're just pulling on it. It's kind of like trying to open a garage door that's locked with a bunch of gears on it. You hear the sound of metal buckling. The bottom of the garage door actually bends and warps from Taikan's strength as you lift and lift and lift, and you in one smooth movement you pull it up, and it's about at your head height, Taikan, as you just lift the door up.
Oh.
On the other
Okay,
side of the door, as you lift the door up, Taikan, you see a very surprised looking Bulgura standing. Sorry, you see a corridor which leads in, which is also littered with a few corpses and things. And you see a series of chains, and next to one very large chain, which is probably the chain that gets pulled to open the door, you see a rather confused looking Bulgura, which is just sort of standing there.
Archie, say something. You're smart.
It sees you all.
Oh.
I feel like Taika's a little out of breath right now, so he's not going to say much.
For Tiger, just so you know,
Mhm.
you are currently holding the door. You are the only reason this door remains open at this point.
Okay, he's very out of breath right now.
And it is still straining on you. In just a moment, I'll need you all to roll initiative.
He's just turning with like, can you go forward, please?
Give me 6 seconds.
I start tickling his armpits.
Did you try to kill me?
Trying to kill us?
Well, it is just one Bulgura, and you will crush it pretty quickly, I expect. However, it is. You do get a sense this needs to be beaten quickly, because if you don't, it's going to call foul.
Yup.
I'm
At
missing
least it
an
rolled
Archie.
low. It rolled low.
Archie's thing didn't add. I'll add it manually.
Got Charlie in there too.
For simplicity, I'm going to put in just ally.
Got it. What did ally roll?
Roll a 9.
Hey!
So, Taikan, unfortunately, you are spending all your strength to hold the door.
I will use my action to hold the door open.
Yeah.
And your bonus action and your movement.
And by the way, Taikan, the door, as you're holding it, is actively shutting. Like, you're actually needing to spend your time to hold it, and the door is crumpling around where your hands are.
And your interaction.
I mean, technically I don't. It's just that if I lower my hands to do any of those other things, the door will close.
Yeah, like I said, you're using you're using your action, your bonus action, your movement, your interaction.
But yeah,
I can deal psychic damage by thrusting in the Bulgura's direction.
So unfortunately, so I'm sorry, Tarkan, but you're in this combat. For you, it's just you're holding the door.
Incapacitated.
Oh, I'm fine
in a
with
way.
that. I like being a glorified doorstop right now. This is great. I crit for this. It's worse.
Archie,
Me.
door
God,
opens and you see these surprise-looking Bulgura.
Cool.
Inside, please. That's what I'll do with my turn. I'll just tell everyone, please move inside.
I move inside.
Okay, move inside. To basically be near the Bulgura.
I look at the Balgura. I'm like, "Can you give us a moment?" I say in Abyssal.
Abyssal is the language of demons. Yes.
Yeah. I'll be right with you. Give us a moment.
Yeah, so you're sort of up in this sort of area, up near the Bulgura.
Yeah.
Simplicity Tarkan, like that's roughly the door there.
I'm gonna hold my action to shoot a Balgura if it tries to attack me.
Okay. That's your turn.
Well, that's literally what I say. Archie looks at the Balgura and says, "Give us a moment, please."
I'll move your map. There's a might in there as well.
Yeah. That's me.
That's you. Zenraya, what do you do?
Got-
I go up behind Tyken and I just knee him in the back of the legs. And then I walk up.
Run up to the Bulgura.
Big boy.
A 20 does hit, a 13 does not. A 24 does hit. So as you move up, and you sort of start slashing it with your claws,
Yes.
and it is that lightning damage as well.
What is?
Is the lightning damage included in that? Yes, because it's your sword, right?
Yeah,
Or
the
is it
hex
your
lore is my sword.
It's your weapon. Cool. So
Yeah.
22 from the first hit as you slash at the Bulgura. The next one does hit, but sort of scratches across its just muscles and doesn't actually injure it. The third hit hits it for 7 points of damage.
It's my turn.
It's your turn as you're slashing at it. It's knocked down. Scarlet.
Oh.
You run up to the Bulgura, which still has one hand on the chain.
Yo, 25 for 15.
As you bring your sword up and slash it, it takes 15 points.
25 for 19.
Whoa, it's nearly down. It's showing really bad wear and tear at this point.
28 for 14.
How do you want to kill it?
She's going to slash across its face, and then strike across it, and then cut off its arm, and then grab the chain.
Okay, as you cut across it, and with one final strike, its arm comes clean off, and you notice that it was inhaling, about to roar for help. That
What's
slash
that?
across the face stops it. And as you grab the chain,
She pulls on it so Tyken doesn't have all the weight on his end.
okay, I need you to make me a strength check, please. Oh,
Okay.
athletics.
Yeah, okay, there. That helps.
Awesome. As you grab the chain and hold it, and Tykan, suddenly the weight on the door is gone.
Thank goodness.
The Bulgura collapses in a heap. You have managed to kill it before it yelled for help.
Hello?
He'll walk in, kind of shaking his arms because they feel like all noodly and stuff. You guys know.
Harkin is now a jellyfish.
As Afrol and Charlie walk in, well, Afrol floats in, Charlie walks in. Tarkin, you step inside.
Once everyone's
Mhm.
inside, she gently lowers it back down.
Awesome. You gently lower it back down. It hits the ground, and there is now a little gap in the bottom of the door where Tarkin's hands are on it, and there's a bit of dust blowing in.
Can you buff that out, Tyken?
I'm gonna go out tomorrow.
Yes. Anyway.
You are now inside. So the walls are made of a mixture between black iron and strips of adamantine. The corridor stretches off and then winds off in different directions. And you get a sense that this is somewhat of a maze, but nowhere near as convoluted as the Endless Maze itself. As being a Tower of Science, it needs to be actually navigatable by people. But you are on what you believe to be the ground floor. Do you begin to explore the tower?
Yep.
As you begin to wander through these corridors, and there are the occasional body just sort of on the side that haven't been thrown outside yet for various reasons. Moving forwards in a group,
Mm-hmm.
you come to what looks to be a larger chamber, like a doorway on your left, which goes to a larger chamber. And the corridor looks to bend around this large chamber. You hear the sound of movement and bubbling from inside this chamber. Would you like to peer in?
Do a little snack a snack.
Not yet. As there are no alarms set off, you are free to wander about as you will. Given the metallic nature of the corridors, you can hear things coming pretty easily. But as long as you're not running through the corridors and you're not making too much noise. You peer in the first room. A large chamber which looks to take up most of the ground floor.
Yes.
Cool. You sort of get to a point when you can peer in through one of the doorways. You see what looks to be about 100 feet across in the center of this chamber, and 100 foot across, pool of black liquid.
Drink it, I dare you.
You see 3 of those worm mage things that are sort of wandering about the outside of the pool. And as you watch, after about 10 or so seconds of watching, there's a splash from the pool as a minotaur pulls itself out.
Oh.
Lets out a roar which completely obscures any noise you may have made. Archie and Thanraya, you know what this is. This is a birthing pool for demons. This is where they are created. Well, some of them anyway. You watch as the Minotaur pulls itself free, and immediately 2 of the worm mages move over to it and begin to assess it and look at it.
Any imperfections? No. Good. This morning has completed. Yes.
You watch as they sort of assess it and look at it. You hear them speaking in a language. You hear them speaking in Abyssal.
Yep. Saying anything of value?
They say, Muscles well formed. Horns adequate. Beak. The Minotaur says, I know speak. As it says that in Abyssal.
Okay.
The two worm mages look at each other and say, mental capacity is inadequate.
Failure.
One points a wormy finger at the Minotaur's chest, and suddenly a bolt of just magical force damage shoots from the finger through the Minotaur's chest, and the Minotaur collapses dead.
So they only like quality or perfection.
You believe this is quality control?
Yeah, that.
The mage, the worm mage that didn't fire the thing, calls out, trash collection in Abyssal, and you watch as two Balguras move in, pick up the corpse, and they drag it towards the trash.
Metas.
No, towards another main entry to this large chamber. There are about a dozen entries to this chamber.
Okay.
The remaining two worm mages begin to circle, waiting for the next one to pull itself forwards.
I think we should move on.
We should definitely move on.
1%.
Looking, as you sort of look at the other entrances, you do notice that there is one entrance on the sort of far left side of this chamber that has a few creatures coming and going from it. You get a sense that's more of a main thoroughfare. There is a sign on the door, like on the entrance to on that doorway, which is in Abyssal, which I believe Archie and Thanrea can read. Or just Archie.
I don't think I can read Abyssal.
I know Archie can.
Yes.
I
Archie.
cannot.
It is a directions sign. There is a sign pointing to main entrance. There is a sign pointing to trash. There is a sign pointing to foyer. There is a sign pointing to access to upper levels.
Well, we want to go to upper levels.
We want to go up levels.
Okay, cool. You make
Up.
your way along. Up. As you make your way along, winding along the side passages to not go through the main area because there are two of these like worm creatures in there.
Yeah.
You get to a set of very large stairs large enough that a Garistro could go up.
Makes
Current,
sense.
it's currently quiet. There's no one around here. It seems everyone's got a job to do and no one's just milling about the halls doing nothing.
Quiet.
It's good for us.
Why don't we keep them schmoving then?
Okay. You make your way up the stairs.
Yep.
And these are stairs for a large creature. So it isn't so much you walk up, it's more of you to clamber up.
Yeah.
But you will clamber up these stairs and get to the next floor. As you get to the next floor, Thanrea, you smell two fiends approaching.
I smell two fiends approaching.
It seems like it's not a rush in your direction. It's more of just a walking.
Push roll.
Is there anywhere to hide?
Yes, there are multiple corridors. And as you're now at this new level, there are multiple corridors that branch off. So there are definitely spots to hide.
Shall we try and hide?
I feel like that is the best option.
I think hiding is going to
Okay.
be a very big thing in here. So
Yes.
yes.
Yep. All right, cool. I'll get you all to make a group stealth check, please.
But again,
Aphrodite rolls decently. Charlie rolls decently.
I don't.
mine
Cool.
is okay.
Cool. You hear muttering from, like, talking in Abyssal from these two creatures. As they approach near and then move past. The muttering is in Abyssal, as one of the creatures is speaking. And based on the voice, it sounds like worms squishing together to make sounds, which is how these other worm creatures were speaking.
Nasty.
As it sort of speaks and says, we have ascertained that you are of excellent stock. You will serve Baphomet well. Now come, choose your weapon. The other creature responds, speaking in Abyssal. It says, I look forward to serving Baphomet faithfully. As you hear this stomping, as you see them move past the hallway you're in. They don't notice you because they rolled natural 2 in their perceptions.
Hell yeah.
You see a Minotaur of definitely good stock. The black goo dripping off its body. It's been freshly formed. It's intelligent enough to do its thing. And they are making their way towards what, Archie, you see a sign that points towards the armory.
Yeah.
Which is where they're heading to. Would you like to follow them, or would you like to continue upwards?
No, Armory is curious, but I'm guessing there's nothing too special in there, so I'm just gonna continue to the goal that we need to do.
If we want to, we
Okay.
can check it later.
Yeah.
Okay. You continue to. It looks like now you've reached the stair area. You can more easily ascend the levels. So if you want to continue on to the next level, you may.
Sounds good.
Let us go.
Alright. You go through a few turns to just go around small groups of demon things that are wandering about before you get to the next set of stairs and clamber up them. As you begin to clamber up these stairs, you hear the sound of screams, agony, pain, laughter. Archie, a sign on the wall as you get to the top of the stairs here, and this area is so noisy with screams and agony that you don't even need to try to be stealthy with sound.
Yeah.
The sign on the wall says, Level 3 Torture.
Oh.
Exiting the top of the stairs here, you can see you have a glimpse into the main chamber on this floor. You see where the cultists have been going to, dragging the people that they've captured.
Yeah.
It is a giant torture chamber. You see one of these worm mages in the chamber, who is just sort of assessing the situation as the cultists are whipping and using Iron Maidens and all sorts of horrific torture devices.
Uh-huh. Unfortunately for us, we're in no situation to really help anyone here.
Mm. There are, at a glance, probably 30 or 40 cultists in that room. And a few minotaurs and that worm mage that is assessing the situation.
And I cannot deal with that. Unfortunately. Even though I want to help,
Hmm.
I cannot.
Yeah. I'd be tempted to try if we weren't tapped, but
We're kind of in a situation.
Hmm.
We have more pressing matters.
Right, you continue on up the next set of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
As you continue on up the next set of stairs, the screams fade as you get to the next level. There is a sign on as you get to this level, Archie. This level is mostly silent.
Yeah.
Artifacts.
Ooh.
As you get to this level, there are boxes, crates all around you, some sorted, some unsorted. It's more of a storage level, it seems.
Yeah.
There is a large door to what looks to be the warehouse, according to the sign. Which again, this chamber takes up most of the... This warehouse looks to take up most of the tower's level.
Yeah.
The door is currently closed. It is big iron double doors.
Yeah.
But it says warehouse. Currently closed. It is currently dead silent. There's no one here. And I will say, Archie, your detect magic glasses can always see detect magic going. Yes? Is that how they work?
Yep.
Through the cracks in the doors, there are faint glows of magic coming from within.
Oh, I'm.
you ever hear back from her?
Oh, what?
Well, should be fine. Sorry. Didn't realize I wasn't muted.
I want to go in there, but I really shouldn't.
I preferably wouldn't want to piss off. That.
Ultimate, yeah,
You already
true,
So I don't really want to be stealing.
true. Anyway, let's keep going, even though I really want to go in there.
Okay, as you begin to make your way towards the next set of stairs going to the next level,
Yeah.
you hear the sound of talking coming from the level above, coming down the stairs in your direction. You sort of begin to go up the stairs away from the warehouse, and these other voices are coming down the stairs in your direction. But you haven't sort of seen each other because the stairs sort of have a corner. The voices are saying in Abyssal, and they sound human. So you get a sense this may be more cultist. They say, you hear one of them say to the other, "So even Lord Baphomet could not figure out this device. Perhaps we could. We would earn his favour." The other one says, "No, you saw what it did to the others. This gets locked up like the rest." There's, the first one says, "Oh, very well, fine. Why can't we just take something from there, though? Wouldn't that be good? We could earn his favor by using one of these." "No, and you have to stay away from Boots. You saw what happened to the last one that took Boots. the wet knee boots. They are approaching on the stairs in your general direction. What do you do?
Is there any way we can hide?
You're sort of on the stairs, unfortunately. You're like halfway up the stairs.
Oh.
I
We hide
get
in plain sight. If we act like we're supposed to be here, they won't question it.
I don't think that's gonna work. Holy man. Unfortunately. I think we either go back down the stairs and wait for them to leave, or we deal with them. Like they're still in the area, right? Like in the room.
So you're sort of were beginning to go up the stairs to the next level,
Yeah.
and they're in the level above, heading down. But think of it like a winding staircase. So like they haven't seen you and you haven't seen them, but you've heard them.
Oh.
So you can go down the stairs if you want. Get out of their way. It sounds like they're going to the warehouse, so like you know where they're going.
I'm going down.
Okay. 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 You move down. You move down. These two are so embroiled in their conversation that they don't notice the noise of you moving down the stairs. And you duck around a corner and wait, and you see there are in fact two cultists and one of those worm mages following them.
Okay.
The worm mage is carrying what looks to be some sort of a box.
Send your Spectre to go get that.
They
is dead. Yeah.
you watch as they descend the stairs and approach those double iron doors. The two cultists move up to either side of the door. The worm mage moves up to the door and reaches into its robes and pulls out what looks to be a key made out of bone and inserts it into a keyhole on the door and turns it. The doors open, revealing a colossal warehouse on the inside. At a glance, Archie, you see what looks to be an inactive iron golem. Shelves upon shelves of boxes and other things, but you can see one large area where there's no shelves. There's just there is an inactive iron golem there. You see the faint blue glow from within of what is undoubtedly a time bubble, like the ones you saw in the Netherese city.
Yeah. Oh.
And you see something, Archie, that is extremely curious. Do you remember the Netherese resurrection chambers? The rejuvenation chambers.
Sorry, what was that? I completely missed it.
It was like a chamber type thing that you step inside and you get a long rest within a few moments.
Oh.
You see one of them in there.
We need that. We need that.
You see other things, but at a glance, those are the things that really get your attention. Like there's a green glow coming from that chamber, from the resurrection chamber, and there is an inactive iron golem. There are a series of abyssal danger signs with that yellow and black striped like warning lines on the floor around a particular cage.
Oh.
That's within there.
Okay.
There's a lot of things in there. The door is currently open.
Is the key still in the door?
The key is removed from the door as it is opened, and the lava mage the worm mage has moved into the chamber. carrying the box, and the 2 cultists are following. The door remains open for now, as the 3 of them have stepped into the warehouse. Aphrolt looks at you, Archie, and says, "You seem to have some fascination with that green device.
I do. We need it. Matt, I want to do something.
What do you want to do?"
I want to pull a hee hee hoo hoo funny.
Oh,
The door,
funny.
correct?
Sorry?
The door's open, correct?
The door is open. They've opened the door, and just for context, it looks like they've opened the door. They've moved in. It looks like they're going to be putting the box in here somewhere and then leaving.
Okay.
But it looks like the door is open because they just intend to put the thing in and then leave, and then close the door behind them. So
Can I try something?
yes,
I want to lock the locking mechanism so it doesn't lock when they use the key. You know how you sort of keep a deadlock pushed in? Can I do that?
Ooh, this is using arcane lock, I presume.
Yes.
That's
And this is
so
gonna be-
funny.
This is
I
going to
want
be
to
through...
I want to lock the lock into the open position.
Okay. So, is this going to be you doing it or your manifested mind?
I'll use my manifested mind.
Okay. And do you have the gold dust on you? I presume you do.
Yeah.
Cool. So they're currently in, and you lose sight of them as they move to the right into a section of shelves, so you don't see where they've gone. They're out of sight for the second. Your manifested mind floats towards the door.
Yep.
And sees the locking mechanism is in fact in the open position. And your manifested mind casts it on the door. With a soft clunk, the arcane lock is put on, and now the door cannot be closed. Or it can be closed, but it'll
It can be closed,
remain
but it
in
can't be locked. That's
Yes.
that's the critical point here.
It hear a soft clunk, and it's worked.
Now we wait.
And now we play the waiting game.
Now we wait for them to come out and leave. Hee-hoo, ha-ha. I take off my spell slot. Hee-hoo,
Okay.
ha-ha.
Aphrolt says, "An ingenious use of spells."
Now we wait.
As you all wait patiently, about 5 minutes pass before you see the 3 of them leave, now without the box, because they put it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
As they begin to leave, you watch as one of the cultists moves over to the warning lines on the floor and says, "I don't understand the warning lines. Is this thing so dangerous?"
I'm listening intently.
You see the worm mage turn to the cultist and say, "This is one of the few things that terrifies Lord Baphomet. You would do well to keep your distance." The cultist says, "Oh, but it's so cute." And he goes to step over the warning lines and reach towards it. And you can't see what it's reaching towards. All you can see is the edge of a cage. You can't see what's in the cage. The cultist goes, "Oh, it's so cute." Oh, and reaches a hand up to the cage. And you hear the sound of suddenly chomping, slurping, cultist screaming. The cultist falls back and his arm is gone from about the mid bicep. It's just been removed.
Oh.
The other cultist looks horrified, and the worm mage goes, just sighs, goes, "You were warned, points a wormy finger at this cultist who's like screaming and writhing on the ground, and just fires a force bolt through his chest, and the cultist dies. The other cultist is looking horrified. The Were Mage says, "We will need to get more help from the Crucible," and then continue and just moves out.
I'll wait until they move and go on their way.
You watch as they move up to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
You hear them clambering up the stairs and leaving. They close the door behind them. The moment the door closes, the Were Mage leaves. He doesn't check if the door is locked or not. He just assumes that upon pulling it shut, it will lock.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. I do the thing where I'll like look to the left, look to the right.
Yep.
I look to the left again.
Yep.
And then I do like a step out. I adjust my tie and I go towards the door.
Okay, you make your way towards the door. It is silent. You just simply tap the door, Archie,
Yeah.
and the doors slowly open. It's a bit of force, but you sort of push the door open.
Look at what we have here.
Pushing the door open,
Yeah.
you all step in,
Yes.
and with that you close the door behind you, I presume.
Yeah, I use my back of my heel.
Gunk, the door closes. You are now in the warehouse.
I'm curious to see what's in that cage.
You see lines of shelves, some of them labeled, some not. Some boxes open, some not. You're in a treasure trove, the treasure trove of a demon lord. Archie makes his way to the cage. Yes.
Yeah, I don't go into the danger zone. I stay outside the danger zone.
Okay.
So I'm curious.
You all make your way to the cage. It's outside the danger zone, but to view the cage. You get to the point where you can view the cage, Archie.
Yep.
Inside, you see a ginger cat that looks to be about a year old.
Oh. Let's see.
It looks at you, tilts its head, and goes, meow.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Hmm.
I'm gonna pick up the body and yeet.
Yeet it at the at the
Yeah.
cage.
Yeah. I
You
just
can-
like.
For all of you, it looks like a ginger cat. It's really cute. It goes meow, and there is a little label on the bottom of the cage which says boots. And there is a collar on the
Oh.
cat which says boots.
Oh my god.
In common?
It's strange. It's not in any language you know, but as you look at it, the letters sort of reform into common.
Magic bullshit.
Afrolt looks at it and says, "This is one of your cats, yes?"
No.
I think it's a bit more than a cat. This is why I'm testing this.
And you toss the body. It lands in front of the cage. As you're picking up the body, the cat is purring. It's like it's really happy. And then you toss the body, and suddenly the cat opens its mouth, its jaw unhinges, and you watch as a variety of tentacles and teeth just launch from its mouth, grab onto the body and pull it up to the cage and jam the body onto the cage, smattering it against the cage and just destroying it entirely.
I don't know what type of Eldritch Abomination that is, but that's wild. Do you have any
Oh,
idea what that is? I'll look at the Mind Flayer.
Afrolt says, "Afrolt, you've never seen a Mind Flayer afraid before." It looks at it and goes, it floats back a few steps.
Oh, even you're scared. Interesting.
I say we release it before we go.
That's what
Aphro-
I was thinking.
Aphrolt says, there are places in the far realm that my people dare not tread. It is said there are abominations beyond the means of even beholders.
And this Boots is one of them.
So it would seem.
Imagine it turns out Boots is an Ulu down.
Hey, Boots.
Boots has now finished eating, and the mouth closes back to being a normal ginger cat. It licks itself clean, and then flops on its side and starts purring.
Oh my god.
I'll say, hey Boots, you want out of this place?
It looks at you. Meow.
I don't really think releasing an evil to get rid of another evil is a very good idea.
But there's no guarantee that this is evil. It might just be it.
What happens if it gets out and actually gets to the portal though? Then it becomes our problem.
Boots is a good kitty though, aren't you, Boots?
Oh my... Do you want to
Boot-
go across the line, huh?
Boots stops lying down, sits up, and sort of sits in a sort of a cat's loafing position, and sort of is tilting its head while it's watching you.
Also, I don't even know if we can get him out of that cage. Do you know? That cage must have some special forces in there because of the fact that one, it hasn't escaped yet, and two, the power of that being is exceptionally strong.
Archie?
Correct?
Archie, your detect magic things can sense intense abjuration magic coming from this. This thing is magically reinforced.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think we can get Boots out with our current. In our current
I
state.
think I can get it.
Do you really want to do that though, Tycoon?
I mean, releasing an aberration into the abyss is not exactly something I'm against.
I will point out for you guys, Baphomet is known for releasing powerful monsters into his maze to see what they can do. The fact that this one is not released should be terrifying.
I never thought you would say something like that, Tycoon. Anyway, I'm not here for Boots. I'm here for the tube.
I suppose we continue on then.
Hey, Tycoon, jump in the tube.
As you move
Okay.
towards the tube has a label on it of Resurrection Chamber.
Tyken does as instructed and jumps into the tube.
As you jump into the tube, while it's glowing, you jump in, Tycan, and nothing happens.
Waiting.
Nothing happens.
Is there like a button that I can press?
I'll get Archie to make an Arcana check for me. And by the way, Aphrolt has moved very, very, very far away from Boots. As you look at it, Archie, you don't have advantage on anything here, do you? No?
I can get it, I think. Wait a minute. I don't know. Well, my manifest mind can help me, but
I presume it would.
yeah.
As you assess it, Archie, you determine that this device is out of charge.
How would one charge it?
This device can be charged with a spell slot.
I dump a spell slot into it.
It will require a second level to charge for one use.
Okay, Ty, can hop out of the tube.
He hops out.
I need to use the tube first.
Okay.
I dump a level 2 spell slot and jump in the tube.
As you put your hand on it and focus your magic into it, and it begins to crackle with power.
I jump in the tube.
You jump in the tube, Archie, and
Yeah.
you jump in the tube, a voice echoes from the tube itself, in
Yeah.
a language that only you understand, Archie.
Yeah.
It speaks in Netherese.
Oh.
It says, analyzing life form. Life form not fiend. Rejuvenating.
Hmm.
And now you know why it's in here.
I also get a general distinction that Thunraya might not be able to use it.
Wait,
Unfortunately.
you're right.
Why is
Why not?
that?
Because you're part fiend!
Oh.
Really?
You're not sure if Thanray can use it or not, but
We'll soon find out. We can test it.
you guys watch as it says its voice, which you don't understand, but Archie does, and Archie smiles. And suddenly it pulses with power, and 6 seconds later, Archie, you have a full rest.
I'm gonna click the funny long rest button now.
I love the long rest button. It's my favorite.
I step out and readjust myself and get a bit of the goop off me.
Oh, the goop comes off immediately as you step out. Because neither is tech.
Nothing like a good 6-second nap.
The device is out of power again.
Anyway, I look at the mind flayer and I'm like, do you want to feel rejuvenated?
If you will permit me.
As a sign of trust, I permit you.
Very well. It floats towards it, and then steps inside.
I put a level 2 spell slot in it.
It is back to full hit points. You watch as the Mind Flayer's strength is completely restored.
And it has a spell slot back.
And he does. He steps out. Says, this device. I will have to have my kind look into such a device.
If you put a moderate amount of magical power into it, we can get the rest of us fully healed too.
Indeed. As a show of trust, and it nods at you.
Mm-hmm.
The Mind Flayer reaches a hand towards it and puts a second level spell slot into it.
Tyken?
Whee!
Okay, and you jump in.
Yes.
You get a long rest.
I got
Yeah.
my favorite button. I'm in class again.
Who else needs some rest? Do you need some, Thenra?
Me.
Imagine this as this item will self-destruct.
I do a
I'll
little
put-
twirl as
I'll-
I jump in.
I put another level 2 spell slot into it.
Okay. Then Ray, you jump in. The voice Archie says, "Fiend not detected."
Interesting.
You get a
Archie
sense
scratches his head and writes down a note in his fucking ledger like, Thenra is actually not fiend detected.
You get a sense it's probably more demons that,
Yeah.
which is a really good innovation on Netherese part. Make sure demons can't use their tech. The device flashes and Thanray, you get a full rest.
Does that mean that my max HP is back to normal?
As you step out, yes, your max HP is back to normal,
Yeah.
as it was until a long rest.
The real question is, does Scarlet actually need a rest or anything? Because Scarlet is Scarlet.
Scarlet,
Scarlet.
Soul.
Scarlet just hit things really hard.
What's interesting as well, Sanraya, that anger you felt from being in this place, that is also lifted.
Huh. I feel much better.
Oh, you there?
All right.
I'm gonna look at
Soul.
Soul's. I'm gonna look at Soul's sheet. Soul might be having food or something.
Having
Soul-
soul food.
Scarlet is at basically full, because fighter. So, you're all recovered. The device is now dimmed once more, out of power again. We'll do.
Man, I feel really bad just leaving Boots here.
You look around the rest of this warehouse before you leave.
I will.
I want to try and have a conversation with Boots.
So, Sanraya, you move over to Boots and stay outside the yellow line.
Yes.
Boots has curled up into a little cat ball and is currently asleep.
Hmm.
You hear purring.
I take out a piece of meat that I have in the bag of colding, and I just slide it across the warning line.
You watch as Boots is sort of asleep. You watch as the nose sort of like begins to smell something. And then Boots opens its eyes, and the mouth unhinges again with all manner of tentacles and just otherworldly teeth, and and it just devours the bit of meat. And as quick as the mouth opens, it closes again, revealing the cute cat.
Boots, can you understand what I'm saying?
Tilts its head slightly. Meow.
Can you roll over for me, Boots?
It stands on all fours and does a little cat stretch.
Boots, can you sit down?
Tilts its head. And then it lays down.
I feel like communication is broken down.
I do too. I feel like we should leave. We've got what we
Um,
needed here.
Oh, you back yet?
Okay.
If I find anything else cool,
I
I need to ask Soul. Does Scarlet need a long rest?
Not that I know
Okay.
No.
Do you want to look at? Does Scarlet look at anything in the warehouse before you leave?
of. Anything interesting?
Well, Taiken's looking around. If you want to look around, you will certainly find something interesting.
Sure, why not?
So, I'll do Taiken first. Taiken, you wander along and start looking at things. Something's labelled, something's not. The Iron Golem is quite interesting, but it's not got any power.
Can I put power in it?
You can make an Arcana check. You have no idea how this thing functions. Just looking at it, it seems completely inactive.
You talking about the regeneration thing?
The Iron Golem.
I'll have a look at it with Tycan.
As you see Tycan looking at it, and Tycan, you're not sure. But then Archie sort of approaches. You sort of look at it, Archie.
Yep.
It's an older Iron Golem. You're not sure where it's from. You're not
Yeah.
sure who made it. It's just iron plates with a great sword that's currently with an Iron Golem sized great sword that's sort of at its side, and it's sort of hunched over.
Oh yeah, so this is an Iron Golem from Final Fantasy X, not Final Fantasy 16. Got it.
Hmm.
But Archie, they
Yeah.
all function fairly the same.
Yeah.
You notice that its chest plate has been closed, but you know how to open it. And as you open the chest plate, you see an internal power core that is currently dark. And you're pretty sure if you infuse this with a moderate size amount of magic, it will be functional for a while.
I have a bad idea.
Hmm.
I looked at Tycan. I have a bad idea.
Well, let's explore this bad idea together.
I can create a distraction. Maybe.
Mm.
Think what?
You want me to create the bad distraction?
I think so.
Okay. On a level of 1 to 6, how moderate magic do I need to put into it, Matt?
You think of 5.
Okay. I put my hand up to the core.
Can I not do it? Do you want me to do it?
You can do it if you want.
I feel like me losing 1 out of 3 spell slots is better than mage using a 5th level spell slot.
Up to you. If you want to activate it, you can.
Okay, I will expend one of my spell slots to
Okay.
activate the goal.
Is you call Thenray ever? Thenray, you put
Yep.
your clawed hand on it, channel magic into it. In an instant, it arcs to life, and Archie, because you rolled high on Arcana,
Yeah.
it's leaking energy.
Okay.
You get a sense. Iron Golems can usually run for centuries. This thing is leaking energy really badly, and you get a sense it's not going to run forever.
That's fine by me. This is the distraction.
You ascertain probably an hour.
That's fine. That's all we need.
But as it arcs to life and zapping begins to happen, Thanraya, you sort of pull your hand back before you get zapped. Blows the chest plate on it. It zaps the lights in its eye, the blue lights in its eyes. Sort of one comes on and turns off, and then the other comes on and turns off, and they both turn on. It stands to its full height of about 12 feet. Looks down at you. There it is.
Big boy.
It looks down at you, Thanraya,
Oh shit.
because you're the one who put magic into it. It says,
I lean into Matt Fenrir.
you say,
Now it's time to tell it to go make a distraction.
it looks at you, Thanraya, and says, in a variety of metallic noises, which then become words. What is your command?
Go out that door. Do we want to go down the stairs or up the stairs?
Down. Downstairs.
Go out,
we need to.
go out
We
that
need to go up.
door, go down those stairs, and fuck shit up.
Then take that cat with you. I'm kidding.
Parameters not recognized.
Go down those stairs. Go through that door. Go down those stairs, and destroy everything that you see.
Acknowledge. It then turns and begins to walk towards the door.
You know, I feel like in about an hour from now, we're going to be at the top of this tower, and it's going to start to fall.
You know, about an hour from now, I feel like we're gonna accidentally be fighting the golem. I said destroy everything that it sees.
Well, the thing is,
You know
it'll
what?
still control your orders, and you'll probably want orders again. If it survives.
Hopefully.
It will likely not survive.
It begins to make its way to the door. It grabs the door, pulls it open, steps through. It doesn't close
Wilhelm, kill these savages. Understood.
it basically, and you hear the heavy stomping of it going down the stairs. I presume one of you closed the door to prevent anyone seeing you.
Yes.
Yep.
Move over and close the door behind it. It goes down the stairs. We'll see what happens with that. In the meantime, as they were fiddling with that, Scarlet, you're sort of wandering through all the shelves, looking at various trinkets and things. You find one box which is labelled Insidiator.
In city water.
Insidiator.
She checks it out.
You open the box and you see inside what look to be shards of what would have once been a dome type, like a sphere type device. It's a large box. You believe this sphere type device, when it was complete, would be about 50 feet wide, but it's in little shards of pieces. This hell-forged iron. You also see 3 adamantine key type devices. Make a history check.
Oh boy. Two.
You have no clue what this thing is. Do you move on?
Yeah, she'll get Archie when Archie is not busy.
Yep. So the Iron Golem's now. You watch as the Iron Golem leaves, and you're like, "Oh, that's gonna be a problem."
Yeah. She pokes Archie and points to the box.
That's a box. What's up?
Uh,
Want me to look at the box?
You look at the
I
box.
don't know
Archie,
what
make
it is. So yes.
Archie. I'll get you to make a history check for me, Archie.
I will look at said box with my special eyes.
All right, Archie. It is this device, whatever it was, this insidiator, was forged in the Hells, not the Abyss. The name Insidiator rings a bell, and you notice elements of abjuration magic lingering on it, although it has been shattered, and also something from celestial in nature. With the adamantine keys and Archie's knowledge of history and past events, in particular your research into what William Dark did, you believe these are a portion of the shattered remnants of the Solar Insidiator, the device that dragged Elturel into hell. If you recall in Descent into Avernus, there was the orb thing that had the angel in it.
Yep.
I remembered as soon as you said Insidiator.
It's what's left of that.
Out again, because Titan
Use
wouldn't know
that
this.
though.
Imagine if we could recreate that and then stick it to Tiamat.
Mm. There are notes.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
There are notes on the device, Archie, referring to failed experiments, how to repair or replicate this device. This is all in Abyssal, so only you can read it. How to repair or replicate the device in order to imprison a greater Celestial. For Baphomet's purposes. Every experiment has failed.
But I am different to Baphomet. I am Archibald.
I will be back. My dinner's ready.
Okay, I do have something to do for you, Scarlet, pretty quickly as well, as Archie does that. So if you want to wait a second.
I will wait.
Alright.
So, in the meantime, Scarlet. Before you go,
Mm-hmm.
yes?
Yep.
As Archie's reading the research logs on this, you make your way along moving through other boxes. And you notice something. An obscure little device, it's about 2 feet across. I'm putting it in D&D chat. It looks like that. It has a pair of golden handles on the sides with a little golden frame, and there's a little light coming from inside it. It calls to you.
Can she see inside of it?
Would you like to look inside of it?
She'd like to try.
Okay. So looking at it, you sort of look at it and it's hard to see. It's hard to see what's on the shelf. So you grab it by the handles to pick it up and look at it. And you guys all watch as Scarlet picks up this device by the handles and stares into it. As you stare into it, Scarlet, suddenly, a blinding flash of light comes from it. The rest of you see Scarlet just drop the device and fall on the floor and start convulsing. Like she's having a seizure.
Fuck.
Scarlet.
I point and laugh. Wait, I'm kidding.
Oh, by the way, the rest of you see, the light on the device immediately fades and becomes gone. Scarlet, you see glimpses of your life. You see moments in your past, and you see moments that with you doing things, but you haven't done those things yet. This is your past and your future all converging in one point.
Ah.
You guys watch as Scarlet convulses on the floor in this seizure type thing for about 30 seconds or so before she stops. And Scarlet, you remain still. A few moments later, you come to consciousness, Scarlet.
She pants
I,
a bit.
I presume the rest of you are around Scarlet at this point.
Yep.
Yes.
You see Scarlet come to. Who says anything to Scarlet? If she comes to.
All right.
Well, I was there. I was like right next to Scarlet, right? So
Yeah.
we were like, good.
And Scarlet, as Archie says you good, you hear him, you see him in your head saying that moments before he actually says it.
No, I'm fine, she says.
And you get, as you say that, you get that weird sense like when you're talking into the phone and you get like that echo.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Do I
sort
know
of,
there's any magical like enchantments on
on the
Scarlet.
device,
the
there
device?
is something of divination on Scarlet.
I think I know what's going on.
And it seems to linger. It seems similar to a spell like Foresight, but not
I
quite.
was just about to say, it's just,
Yeah.
like Archie would know
It's-
that foresight.
it looks like Foresight, but it's different.
Yeah.
But then it sort of fades and becomes part of Scarlet's natural magical aura. Scarlet, your head is spinning, but you sort of those flashes of briefly future events are sort of starting to relax, and you start to sort of get a handle on it. And as you it sort of fades, and you sort of become used to it after a few moments. You have a new ability, Scarlet.
Okay.
Boop.
Yay!
You can add that after you have it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wanted to do that before you go food, because then we can.
Wait,
move
is
on.
it? This is permanent?
This is permanent.
Yeah.
That's sick.
The device is completely inactive. Archie, do you want to make an Arcana check on the device
I'm
Oh.
gonna go eat food. I'll be back.
Okay, okay. Enjoy your food. Or don't. I don't know. I don't know your life.
I know all about this device.
Okay, Archie. This is more than foresight.
Yeah.
This is a device of compressed time and space.
Oh.
This is a device that you theorized may exist from the creation of the world. This is raw primordial magic from the beginning of creation. However, there is, because you're on natural 20, there is a hint at something not quite right about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's from creation, but not Toriel's creation. This has the same element of magic around it as that Warforged head that you found so long ago. This is from another world.
It's from Eberron. I mean, what?
It's actually from Exandria, but
It's actually from, like, not that, but...
it's not from Eberron, it's from another world. This is a beacon of creation.
Oh, now that power's inside Scarlet. Great.
Basically,
Really?
Scarlet gets more reactions, which is what Scarlet wanted.
Yay.
Um,
Scarlet has now ascended from 5e to Pathfinder.
As for Archie, you believe that with enough time, you probably could replicate that shattered Insidiator. Looking at the research notes, you're pretty sure you know where Baphomet went wrong.
I'm taking it.
There are a few pieces, but you do have a bag of holding, so that's fine. If you take the pieces and you take the 3 adamantine keys that are in here and put them in the bag of holding. There are so many devices here. Archie, this is a treasure trove. You could spend weeks here.
Yeah,
Finding
but unfortunately we
things.
need to get rid of a world-defining freaking soul engine, so...
So, while Archie does want to stay, you know there's a job to do.
Yep.
Do you begin to head up do you leave this chamber and head to the next level?
I will after the robot starts rampaging.
What's interesting is the iron doors seem to be suppressing sound.
I open the door.
You hear the sounds of bells being cast, minotaurs roaring, various high-level magics being released, battle being ensued. You hear the sound of what you believe to be a minotaur being ripped in two, coming from down below. You sound heavy. The sounds of heavy battle being ensued.
Yeah.
Incidentally, the screams from the torture chamber have stopped.
Yeah, not just the screams of well, they've stopped because everyone's dead. Yeah, cool.
It sounds like a large battle's going on down there.
Yeah.
There is also, as you step outside and listen, red lights begin to illuminate all over the corridors outside the warehouse.
Yeah.
With a repeating voice in Abyssal saying, "Alert, alert, intruder in the Tower of Science." all forces to the torture level immediately.
I'm waiting.
You hear the sound of slithering from the level above you as 4 of those worm mages hurriedly move down the stairs and move past the doorway to the warehouse and continue down.
I'm gonna wait a moment to make sure there's no one else coming from upstairs, downstairs.
Cool. And as you wait, you see 6 armored minotaurs also run down the stairs.
Yep. Alright. Time to move.
Okay. As you move on out, closing the door behind you.
Yep. The arcane lock's still on it, but you know.
Yeah, but sort of so it doesn't arouse suspicions, I imagine.
Correct.
Bye bye, Boots.
Boots is just has done a loaf and he's sort of looking at you as you leave. You leave. You
If
head
we
up.
meet each other in the future, don't eat me, please.
No promises.
Cool. You move up the stairs. The sound of battle going on beneath, down the level, on the torture level, is still echoing. You step to the next level. You step to the next level, or begin up the stairs. You hear the sound of a heavy slam from the level you're heading towards. And you hear the sound of movement above you, rush movement, not heading towards you to where the iron golems are rampaging, but up. But something on the level you're heading to is also causing carnage.
Garistro the Garistro.
As you head up the stairs towards the carnage, you see a Bulgura on the stairs, slumped against the wall. Its face has been caved in by what looks to be a punch with incredible force, and a burn mark around its face of undoubtedly radiant energy. You hear from from above you, where you're heading, from the level above where you're heading to, the sound of 2 minotaurs yelling at each other as they run. How in Baphomet's name did she get out? Those were damn dimensional shackles.
I can break these cuffs. You can't break those cuffs.
We need to do not kill her, restrain her. You hear from a lava mage, from a worm mage, and they are rushing in that direction. You sneak to the top of the stairs,
Yep.
and you see a sign that says infusion in Abyssal.
I'm gonna peek in.
Cool. As you peek up, you hear the sound of battle subside as you get to the top of the stairs. And as you peek up, you see what looks to be the doors open to a laboratory.
Yep.
About 24 dead cultists litter the place, all with various punch and radiant burn wounds. You see see about a dozen minotaurs that lay dead, and you see one of those worm mages is badly wounded with several burns itself. However, it seems what they were fighting has been subdued.
Yep.
You see the worm mages injured say, She's down. Hook her up immediately before she wakes up. And you watch as the remaining creatures in the room, about 4 or 5 armored minotaurs, move up and are beginning to hook someone into a device.
Someone,
this chamber.
something, I'm looking at it.
As you sort of peer up to get a better view, you see what looks to be a humanish woman.
Yeah.
As I seem to have misplaced the character art. I need to find it again. I've
This is
seen it.
critical information that I need.
Well, we can't not save her.
This might be
that's
the
exactly-
time. This might be the time.
Sorry, I derped and put the picture in a folder, and then I have lost the picture and the folder.
Nice. And also, nice.
Where the frick did I put it? Is it in here? Or I put it somewhere really silly because I am quite silly. How did I lose it? Oh, there it is. Hello. You see what looks to be a human-ish woman with very tanned skin. What looks to be monk-ish looking robes. Her hair is brown with various streaks of gold. At a glance, Tykan, she's an Asima.
Oh.
Ah, we got to save her. Definitely now. God damn it.
Her
If
picture,
some eyes in our party, that means that's a majority vote.
her picture is in the D&D chat. She has currently been beaten into submission and is currently unconscious, and is currently in the process of having tubes jammed into her neck and other things. In the center of this laboratory chamber, you see what looks to be a minotaur.
Yep.
You see about 4 or 5 other devices with what look to be drained Asimas. The Minotaur in the middle is bulging with power, and you get a sense they're making another Arekus.
There's something I would like to do.
Mm.
You know the
I'd like to
WWE
rage.
flying kick?
So you're outside the chamber. Moving you down a bit. This would be a theory of the mind sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tyken.
Hmm.
You're the one with the healing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what we're gonna do is on the count of 3, we're both gonna run in. I'll run in first to distract them. You then run in behind me, and then you grab her and heal her, so she's conscious and can then help fight.
He nods. I like it.
And
Okay.
I will say as well, you do see a significant scorch mark on the ground in various spots. You have no doubt this is very similar to Tykan's reading consumption.
Hey, Tykan.
Hmm.
Do you want me to give you something?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, here you go. Off you go, buddy.
Oh, I've got
You
plans.
also see some other creatures in there. I'm just sort of dragging creatures in, and their tokens are getting broken, and it's kind of annoying me.
Six minotaurs.
There are 6 minotaurs in there.
I have an army. We have a Tykan.
Oh, Jesus.
I can't wait for us to try to rescue this chicken when we get her, and we're just like, "Wow, you should be counting your lucky blessings that we're in the middle of a fucking demon maze today."
Right?
Like-
You see the minotaurs are sort of standing guard. There are 6 of them, and they have their weapons out, and they're all armored. They're all showing a little bit of damage, but they're armored, and they're keeping their weapons ready in case she breaks free again. You see 5 bugbears that are currently being the ones hooking up the devices, and you see one of those worm mages, whose token is also broken. God damn it. I fix them after every session and they still get broken. It's kind of annoying.
I've given up at this point in my sessions.
So, here we go.
Your session also like fucking imploded.
I mean, there's also that, but and the newer one, when I import things, you know,
So it is.
I still haven't figured out why it imploded either.
I don't know.
Maybe it was too deep. Ah. So you see them currently hooking up this Asimar chick to the device to be drained.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
So, where is she? I would beeline to her.
Awesome. You run straight in the room.
Wait. Where is she?
Let me do a quick drawing battle map for you. I was going to do Theatre of the Mind, but clearly that's not going to work very well. God
She's
damn
getting
it.
hooked up by the bugbears.
She's getting hooked up by the bugbears in roughly the center of the chamber. So in the center of the chamber is a minotaur in a tube that's currently being infused. Surrounding the tube are several chambers with drained Asimars, and she's being inserted into one of the chambers. And there are 5 minotaurs currently inserting tubes. It's sort of in the center-ish of the chamber. The minotaurs are standing around her.
Okay. I was saying, I don't know where the center of the chamber is.
It's a large...
Well,
because it's a large chamber, I'm sort of doing Theatre of the Mind-ish. So sort of in the center-ish of the chamber is where the Minotaur is, and then there's like a handful of chambers around the central chamber, and she's being put into one of them. The bugbears are around her, and the Minotaurs are behind the bugbears, weapons at the ready. The worm mage is behind them. So picture this sort of situation.
Okay, and we're coming from this direction, correct?
You're coming from the bottom of the map, yes.
Okay. So she is up here, right?
Yes, my computer deleted her token.
Oh.
So I'm fixing it now. But she's up here, yes.
So, well, I guess I'll buff up first,
Oh,
and then
God damn
we
it.
go fucking ham.
God damn it. It's
We'll
all
follow
broken.
right behind.
I'm sorry, it's all broken. Give me 1 second.
Hey Matt,
You are
I
good.
figured out what I want to create for my level 9 spell, okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hope you're ready. I'd like mass disintegration, okay?
Oh yeah, that sounds very balanced.
Yeah.
Alright, but you can only target 14 creatures.
I was gonna say, can I do disintegration orb?
Right, there we go. Boop. Okay,
Hey,
it's
man, I
uploading.
don't mind hitting 14 people with disintegrate, that'd be great.
No, actually no. Let's make it balanced. 30.
Okay, that's even better.
No, we'll figure it out. That's fine.
Oh no, I come up with something even better. I figured it out, Matt. I know what I want for my level 9 spell. I actually just figured it out.
There she is. Boop.
Right.
She's about here. The bugbears are around her, sort of like currently attaching tubes. The minotaurs are up, sort of here, holding their ground around her, and this mage is behind. And you guys are about here-ish in a general formation. Their attention is currently on her, as she has shown herself to be a significant threat.
Okay, where's the door? Because I need to map out my movement.
So let me draw some lines, shall I?
Hold the door.
surprised you didn't do that meme for when Tyken was holding the door.
I was going to.
We were laughing at Tyken holding the door too much.
Cool. This is the door. These are the walls.
I need to read a spell.
And I'll point out, as you watch as the bugbear attaches the tube, it immediately starts to drain. And you can see,
Not my
Archie, with your
watch.
tech magics, on the ground, about here between the Minotaurs, are what's left of shattered dimensional shackles.
Oh. Wrong.
Sol, you went up to the next level, and you saw signs of battle. As if someone had been hurling radiant punches. And you saw this chick, who has been subdued after taking out several enemies. She looks to be an Asimar, and she's currently being hooked up to a chamber that drains blood into a Minotaur that is receiving blood. This is where they're remaking Erekus.
Hmm.
You see this mage, this worm mage is overseeing it. You see a bunch of other Minotaurs, you see a bunch of bugbears that are currently hooking her unconscious body up to the device to begin draining the blood. And that's where you're at.
We'll see. Well, that's not good.
And I believe Sanmayo and Tyken were formulating a plan. The door is open. This is where the door is. What are you doing?
I'm going to activate my Tempest Soul
Hmm.
and
And Tyken is haste, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you
Yeah.
a little indicator to show you, not a slow thing, you're not slow, you're fast. There we go.
The speed.
activate my Cloak of Lightning as well. I'm going to. Tarkin, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go on I move up a little bit. I'm gonna get basically in a sprint stance.
Okay.
wings
you-
wings
I
flat out.
imagine the Mind Flayer Arcanist moves up and prepares to cast prepares his own spells. Charlie's arm folds down, revealing the force cannon. He's ready to go in as well. I presume Scarlet draws a weapon as well.
Yep.
Quick question: the way AOs work,
Yep.
does it work? Can they still do them if they're surprised?
You don't get a reaction if you're surprised.
Okay, so I can just go straight past them.
Can.
That's not what I want to do. So I have a 50-foot fire speed.
If you're about to run in, let's roll initiative. We'll do who's running in first. Or we'll roll initiative and then, because you'll basically get a surprise round
I
on
got
them.
a 6.
I got a 0.
My god, I need a 0.
Attack, and you ready? Ready. I'm gone. Wait, I'm not ready.
Meet them. Who hasn't rolled initiative? Tyken hasn't rolled initiative.
I did.
You did. Oh, you did. You did. I just didn't add it. That's fine.
No, it's fine. I'll take 16.
Oh, you're a 0.
No, that's okay. I mean, if I get 2 turns at 0, that's also okay. I'm on the initiative twice.
And I need to add him in as well. Yes, the worm mage is the initiative.
Well, I have an even better idea. You have to trust me, Tyken.
Okay.
Well, I'll just explain what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get there, and then I'm gonna thunder step back here, so you don't have to use your turn sprinting to them.
Ooh.
Alright.
Thunder step. Okay, yeah, it's 90 feet.
So I imagine Scarlet just sort of uses her first round in combat just to preparing.
Well, do we not want to just go in there?
There are currently 2 tubes attached to her, and the bugbears are hastily attaching more. And they are already draining blood.
Yeah.
I would say go in a distance that on your turn, when on your actual turn, you'll be able to get within attacking somebody.
I mean, I can get there
Because okay,
in
what
one.
I'm going to do, Sol, just I'm going to get to her. I'm then going to thunder step all the way back with her, so Tyken can heal her. If you go in by all the way up there, you're gonna be by yourself. At the moment,
Wait, can you bring someone with you?
yes.
Yes. Yes, you can. The Minotaurs are also slightly damaged as well, just so you know.
I'm assuming she isn't gigantic or huge.
He is about 5.5 foot tall.
Okay, then yeah, it's fine. I can bring her.
Okay, Scarlet, are you just waiting for them to do the thing?
I mean, I can go in a bit.
So at the top of the surprise round, they haven't noticed you yet, but you get a sense the moment you start doing stuff, they will definitely notice you're here.
Oh.
Their attention currently on the incapacitated Asimar. What do you do? This is the surprise round. What do you do?
Yeah. I'll hold action to magic missile her when
Her or this?
yeah, that.
That. This is one of the worm mages.
Yeah, the worm bitch.
Okay.
You for when Sanria goes and comes back.
Okay. As you hold your action, your sword pointed at the mage, ready. Sanraya.
Okay. I'm going to. Oh my god. I'm going to go here.
Yep.
Oh my god. Token, please. I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to bonus action Misty Step here.
Okay, you've run up, Misty step in next to her, and now you see her close up.
Well,
What you can
it's
see of
actually, it's actually more like on her.
Yep,
Like-
that's fine. As you appear next to her, she is toned. You've seen monks about before. This is some sort of a monk sort of person. But there is runes along her skin of Helor.
Remarkable craftsmanship.
Serious
Let's
serious signs of battle. Like, This is an individual of somewhat great skill.
I will then. Game.
The bugbears all look at you as you appear suddenly.
Hold on a second. It's not letting me. Hold on. Do I do this one? Okay. And then I, like, it would be all the bugbears pretty much. I then grab her, and
Okay.
then teleport all the way back down here and put her like right here.
Okay, let's have a look. 1, 2 succeed. The next 2 fail. And the 5th one fails. So the damage is 26.
26.
26. Alright. As you run in, you grab her. And then an immediate boom echoes through the chamber. These 3 bugbears are critically wounded from the blast. 26, so 13. These
one-
2.
1 second, please. I just need to quickly read something.
And as you grab her,
Okay.
and boom, she's unconscious, and I presume you're gonna put it behind the wall.
Yes. One of these critical ones takes another 11 radiant damage.
Okay, this one is burned and destroyed. And the moment you run in, you grab her, you bamf out, and as you do, the tubes pull free and radiant blood, I'll point out as well. She's definitely more from the upper planes. Sprays from the now disconnected tubes. You unleash on this particular worm mage Scarlet. They launch in and slam into its form. It takes 17 points of damage. Let's put on some battle music, shall we?
Because I've still got her. Because I'm still technically like holding her, right? If her tube wounds are actually gushing a bit, I will like keep holding her and apply pressure till it's Tarkin's turn.
They are still gushing.
Then I will be applying pressure so she doesn't, just bleed out.
Okay. As you appear and hold her against and sit her down against the wall and hold the pressure there. And that's your turn. They are all very surprised, and one of the bugbears is dead.
So with mine,
The worm mage is
My plan to
surprised,
do was-
but is impacted and is looking in your direction. It is still surprised. There are 2 Tychons on the initiative. There we go. Archie, you are up next in the initiative order. The enemies are still in the state of surprise. Does Archie want to do anything? Oh, sorry.
she's
Before,
out.
sorry. Before Archie, I will just add a turn for ally, because I completely forgot they existed. Sorry, Archie, because you rolled a 6, so you will actually be lower than them. There you go. Charlie follows your lead, Scarlet, and it's gonna go boop boop. Both hit, dealing 13 points of force damage to the mage as well. Oh dear, that's wrong. Okay, there we go. Dealing 13 points of damage to the mage. Afrolt is going to float to the front of the group, sort of just in the doorway next to Thanraya. Afrolt says to all of you, "It is good that I am back to my full strength." And he's going to point a finger forward, and a lightning bolt comes out, hitting these 4 minotaurs. Only 1 succeeds. As it fires the lightning bolt just through the room, slamming into these minotaurs.
Seems to be a funny wolf lady in here. In the middle of the fuck zone.
Here, this one did succeed and takes 13. This one failed and takes 26. So, Aphrolt fires a lightning bolt through the room. Just That's the allies. Archie, what do you do?
Good question. Well, I think this seems to be a time of I walk up with my manifest in mind. That is you. Hello there.
Excellent.
And then my manifest in mind is going to be like, "Yo, what's up? What's going on?" I can probably hear that person. I need you. As long as I don't hit Sanraya, it's fine, right?
Well, you can hit them, Raya. I'll allow it.
No, I'm good. It's 20 feet, so you like hit that guy, I'll hit that guy.
You'll hit this guy, this guy, this guy.
I think I'll hit all the Minotaurs here and the worm dude,
But not this one back here.
but not that one back there, or the bugbears.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. So all of them, but this guy at the top. And the
Yeah,
one
yeah. I'm gonna cast a level 4 fireball.
Okay. And what damage type?
Force.
Okay. And get you to roll a thing for me so I can see the deck. I can see what save is required.
Force
Okay.
ball.
Oh, that's a good
Ball.
roll.
Cool. I'll do them one at a time. This one is impacted and fails the save. The one adjacent to this one here fails the save. Boom. This one here fails the save. Use hit points through. Boom. This one here. Ooh, succeeds on the save.
Oh, spacey.
This one here. Succeeds on the save. Good on him. I'm proud of him.
That guy in particular.
Where did we go, champ?
Now, Archie, here's the thing that's spicy. The worm mage fails to save.
Let's go.
It uses the legendary resist to succeed.
Fuck. But let's go. I used one.
It hit, and the worms sort of reform. This thing is definitely a potent creature. The Minotaurs do not look. Oh, sorry, this one looks bloody. As the blast of force goes off, it scatters what bodies are on the ground, what tubes are around. The tubes nearby, the containers holding drained Aasimar are destroyed, and the Aasimar corpses are sent flying. You've made an impact, Archie. They definitely know you're here now. Is that your turn?
Well, yes. Archie would like move. Actually, Archie would move like here. Next to funny Aasimar lady.
Okay. Tycan.
So, Tyken would move here. Haste action, give her 20 points of lay on hands.
Okay.
Then, with the rest of his
She,
movement,
she breathes suddenly like awake.
since I'm hasted, I can get right here. And
mage creature.
with my bonus action, I will Shield of Faith.
Okay.
And with my action, I will Radiant Consumption. And when I end my turn, he will take 11 radiant damage.
Okay. It begins to burn from your proximity. It turns to face you at the end of your turn, Tycan. Standing in the burning light. It says, It says, and you notice as it speaks to you, because it's not speaking to its minions, it just speaks in your head.
Ooh.
It says, we lose one sacrifice and gain another. Hello, Asama.
You will fall before me.
You call me an Asimar, but I am God.
Alright. Scarlet. You've run to the mage, you've identified the target.
Yep.
The mage is no longer surprised.
That's fine. I'm gonna swing.
As
14.
you swing, as you hit its arm and just cleave through and tear part of its robes, in revealing just worms, which just reform around you. You do not hit and do damage, as the worms just immediately reattach the wormy arm.
Nasty. 16.
A 16 is enough to impact,
13 damage.
as you hit it for 13 damage.
3. Yeah, bonus. 14. Fuck.
As you hit once and you actually impact on some sort of vital component in its core, but then you swing again and just hit worms. And there are worms slithering along your sword now.
Ew.
The creature looks at you and says, "You are not of celestial blood. Leave this one alive," as it points at Tycan. "Kill the rest."
I can't remember if my my spell was bonus action.
Your turn.
Free action, Scarlet Tycan, Dianrea get bless.
So, Scarlet is blessed.
Yeah, I should have done that earlier, but that's okay.
That's fine. I'll allow it. That's fine. Tycan is blessed and Thanray is blessed. Cool.
And then for bonus, I'll just swing again.
Okay. You bring Siegfried's Oath Sword down on it. Hey, that hits.
21 for 10.
Excellent. Again, hitting its core. You now notice its core is definitely where it's damageable, whereas the limbs are just worms. That's your turn?
Yup.
Cool. At the end of your turn, before Thanray's turn, this worm mage is going to turn to you, Scarlet. Say, "You are in our way," it says with all the worms squishing. it puts a hand on you, or attempts to.
It can attempt to.
It's a melee attack.
It can attempt to.
It's trying to worm its way in.
It's a 25 to hit.
25. Currently at 22, and I will use my normal reaction.
Okay. As you see it attempting to grab you.
That makes 25.
Still just hits.
Yeah, I'll take half.
Okay. You take not a huge roll. You take 11 points of physical, half to 5.
Okay.
You know, and I need you to make a con save. As it puts its wormy hand on you and worms just sprawl all over you.
Nasty.
Make a con save. Even with Taiken's bonus is a 4, I think.
B.
So that puts it at
17?
17 is a fail. The worms crawl all over you, and you feel them begin to bite you. You are poisoned. Which is
Nasty.
disadvantaged on attack rolls and ability checks. You're not sure how long this poison will last. That's its legendary action.
Oh, it doesn't do any
No.
other damage?
And that's it.
Okay. Oh well.
But you are poisoned. Thanrea.
She's also marked.
Okay. Or it. It is a collection of worms.
Right then.
Your turn.
Is she conscious?
He is. She is just taking a deep breath and is looking about panicked.
I will put my hand on her head.
Yep.
Just pat it a little bit.
Pat, pat.
And I will say you have two choices. Stay here and do nothing, or come in and fight with us. Doesn't matter which. And then I stand up and I will go in here.
She looks a bit scared of you as you have your werewolf form out. Like unsure. This werewolf is being friendly.
Uh,
I didn't know they invented those yet.
I'll say I too am Asimar if that helps. I just have gifts. So it's fine. You're
She
among friends.
nods. She nods.
And then I walk in and I will straight down here.
Right, so these 3 minotaurs and I'll say all dog bears.
Yeah. We know what's about to happen now, boy.
You're going to cast self-destruct.
Yes. That's exactly it.
Alright. Minotaur at the front fails and takes 33 points.
And the Minotaur at the front, because it's the first one that gets hit, will take 11 extra radiant damage.
Oof. He is badly injured. The next two, one succeeds and one fails. So this one succeeds. He takes 12. He's bloodied. This one he takes 33 and is already bloodied. And whether they succeed or not, the bugbears are blown away, as is the chamber that they were putting the Asimar in. Whatever wasn't destroyed by your thunderstep is now completely blown away by this blast of lightning. The bugbears are all dead.
They're not so bugged anymore.
Mhm.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
It is
No.
the worm? No.
No. Hold on. Da, da, da. I will bonus action cast a spell on myself. Cast a spell on myself.
Okay, is it a cantrip spell?
It is a bonus action spell if that matters, because the
You can only
The-
cast one spell of first level or higher in a round, but if you have a bonus action spell, it can be a
The-
cantrip, or vice versa.
While I want to bring up a technicality that the lightning bolt is in fact an ability of my weapon,
You can do that then. That's fine. You can do that. That's fine. It's more when you're actually a spellcaster casting spells.
yeah.
That's what
So
it is, yeah.
the spell that I will be casting is Spirit Shroud as a bonus action, which gives
Okay.
me 2d8 on my turn. Hold on.
Okay.
Can you read this for a sec?
Spirits of the Dead flit around you. Any attack you make deals 1d8 extra damage when you hit a creature within 10 feet of you. That can be radiant. Yeah. And they
But then
cannot
it
regain
says-
hit points.
When you cast this spell using a slot 4th level or higher, the damage is increased by 1d8 for every 2 slot levels above 3rd. So does that mean that it's 2d8 because it's 2 above 3rd? Because it's
Yes.
5th? Okay.
No, it's 1d8 because it's every 2 slots. So it's
Yes, but it says every 2 slots above 3rd. So I'm casting it at 5th level.
it's
That's
2
two
slots.
slots. Yeah, so
So-
that'd be in total
1d8.
2d8.
It's 1d8.
2d8.
It's
Why is it
1d8?
1d8? Why is it
It'll
1d8?
be 1d8 for every slot above 3rd. Would be. Sorry, it's 1d8 for every 2. So it's 1d8.
Yeah, no.
So
I'm
it does
saying- I'm
1d8.
saying
It
in-
does 1d8 at 3rd. It
Yes.
does an extra 1d8 at 5th because that's 2 slots higher.
Yes, that's what I was saying. So 2d8 in total.
Yes, 2d8 total. So I thought you
Yes.
meant 2d8. Because
2d8 extra is what you thought I meant.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, just
it is.
So I
It is 2d8. Yes.
I'll make that radiant. And
Okay, that's more light. The mage looks at you and goes, "Huh. Seems we have another Asamara in here. This bodes well."
I thought I hit it well. That is my turn.
It is the mage's turn. It looks at you, Gullet, and decides to focus on you because it wants to keep the Amasamars alive for now. It points a wormy finger in your direction, like right at you, Scarlet.
Nah.
Much like you saw it do to the Minotaur that it executed, that one of them executed downstairs.
Yay.
That is a 16 to hit. It's going to miss.
Correct.
A 24 to hit. And a 23 to hit.
3 separate attacks?
He fires 3 bolts.
So you said 24 and 23?
24 and 23. Do they hit? Would you like to do your thing? Your
Oh.
new thing.
Yeah, we'll do it on one of those. So I use 1
Alright.
point out of 4 I currently have.
Yep.
Which I need to make a new thing for that.
Yep, that's fine. We'll do it between sessions. But get you to roll your dicey thing that you have for that.
Yeah. Boarding maneuver. So
Okay.
I take
One of
half damage from one of them and full damage from the other.
Okay. So
Oh,
the last
uh,
number 1,
Actually, I take no damage from one, and I take full damage
half.
from the other.
full damage from the other. So the one that does so you sort of see this brief instant flash of the future where it's firing these force bolts at you point blank range, and you instinctively dodge out of the way of one. However, another one does hit you.
Yo.
For 22 points of force damage. Which pierces through you. Just the force punches through and hits the ground behind you.
Okay.
And as it does that, it's then going to reach its arms up and worms just pour out of it. That's going to affect Scarlet and Tycan. I need both of you to make me dexterity saving throws.
Nasty.
Again, to fail. Scarlet, you succeed. The worms wash all over you. Scarlet, you succeed. You take 11 points of necrotic damage. I've already halved it for you, so it's 11.
Okay.
Hycan, you take 22 necrotic damage, halved to 11 because you're
Resistant.
resistant.
Yeah, let's go.
However, the worms wrap around you, Tycan, over your face, around your arms. You are blind and restrained. And you are covered in biting, nasty worms. That's its turn. Ally. The mind
I've
flame
got
moves
to
in.
go, by the way.
That's fine. This combat will be wrapped up pretty shortly. I presume Archie's is going to do the Archie thing.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna head out. Thank you for the
Okay,
game.
thank you for playing. We'll wrap,
Play.
we'll, wrap, we'll, wrap
Bye.
up, we'll wrap up after the combat, so you won't
Yeah.
miss too much.
Radio,
See you
bye-bye.
around.
Bye. See you, bye. Charlie moves up. Charlie points his force arm at one of the Minotaurs. Charlie's rolling well today. He's going to aim at this one, injuring this Minotaur with 2 force blasts. The Mind Flayer moves up. It says, I believe it'd be prudent to save my spells for whatever happens later on. I'm gonna move up to here.
Ow!
He watches the Mind Flayer seems to focus its telekinetic power. Hit all of... He'll hit... Oh, I can hit them. It hits all the Minotaurs. The Mind Flayer focuses its mind, and then a mind blast, shoots out across all the Minotaurs. Those who succeed. Those who fail. So these 3 in the middle here fail. This Minotaur. Sorry, not him. They will suck at C3.
Ah, mind blast.
Mind blast. Aphrolt releases this mind blast. These 3 Minotaurs here all succumb to it as they fail their intelligence saving throws. It's really nasty.
It's the greatest thing ever because it's a mind blast.
These 3 Minotaurs fail the save, and they are stunned for 1 minute. As their minds are shattered. That's the ally. Archie is going to have his manifested mind do something. Look how much Archie's sheet lags when I open it.
Probably because he's got 1,000 spells in it. That's usually
Yeah.
like whenever I play a cleric, that's what happens.
His manifested mind floats about a bit. And his manifested mind is going to a fireball probably won't work here. He's going to do a firebolt on this one. Has advantage because it's stunned, right?
I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
advantage because
so.
it's stunned. Cool. This Minotaur is stunned and reeling from the psychic blast, and he's hit for 14 points of damage, and just it's force damage, and oof, this Minotaur is hunted over here. It's dead. Emily's turn, finally. This one's going to run up to here. This one's going to step up past Scarlet, you can get an opportunity attack if you want to spend another reaction.
Not right now.
Okay. This one can't do anything because it's stunned. This one's going to run over here
Then
to
it'll be
here.
fine. wait, hold on. No, it's fine. I thought about it, but I don't think I have that ability yet. I'll look, but I don't think it's free yet.
Not free yet, I think. These two are stunned and can't do anything, and they can't shake it. Tyken, you are blinded and restrained. You don't see it, but you hear the sound of clunking as a Minotaur in heavy armor steps up to you.
Can I unblind and unrestrain?
Not yet.
I refuse.
It runs into you, Tyken.
Wait,
Don't you have a legendary resistance?
that's what I just remembered.
Would you like to use
I
it?
haven't. Yeah, I would have liked to use it. I forgot. It's been so long since I felt the save.
Cool. Cool. So you can get 11 hit points back.
I feel like this guy's bragging.
Sorry. You get 5 back. Because you took 11 full damage, so it's 5. And you are not blind and restrained. So the Minotaur is a 24 to hit with its gore attack, which I believe misses you.
It does miss.
And it's going to attack with its flail twice. 25 and a 23. which
Both of those
misses you
miss.
as well. Excellent. The Minotaur is unable to hit you. Your armor is just too good. This Minotaur runs up to you, Thanraya,
Yes.
and it'll attempt to gore you. 25, I think hits you.
I think it does.
That's 11 points of damage, and it's worth noting these are silvered. Because these are the Minotaurs that were geared up to fight the Order.
11 points. That does that. I need to roll a con. 19. I'm good.
And does your Spirit Shroud? No, that's when you hit stuff. And it's going to flail at you twice.
Oh shit. Okay.
It swings the flail twice. The first one's a 22 to hit,
Hits.
and the second one is a 12.
Miss.
So you take 17 points of damage as it hits you with a heavy flail.
So that's put me down to 1, and then con save. Cool.
Oh, and I did forget as well. The ally, she stands up and does a lay on hands for 20 points. Herself. That was her action, preparing herself.
No.
Over here, Minotaur runs at Afralt and does hit him a few times for a little bit of damage. It is the Tycan's turn.
Alright. This worm thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna make 3 attacks against it.
Okay. 30 misses. 31, believe it or not, also misses.
So,
They all hit.
this is a fiend or undead, I assume.
This is not a fiend.
Is it an undead?
I'll say it's an aberration.
Well, I don't get the extra damage on it, which is fine, but I'm still on I'm gonna roll this first, just
Yep.
because. I'm gonna expend the charge to do max damage.
Okay, so what is max damage? It is 11 plus 32 from the smite.
Honestly, Steps, at some point you should calculate your max and then keep that on the back burner. So whenever you do decide to go max, you can just say what it is.
You should do that, yes.
That's what I'm trying to do right now, so...
So
let me
that's
go.
the first roll of the Radiance.
Tons of damage.
And then the slashing is 12, 17. 17 plus that is 23, plus that is 29. Tycan. This fairly dangerous creature of this otherworldly entity, made out of worms that have just spewed them all over you. How do you kill it?
He shakes
Probably
off the
acted over a
worms,
fucking cheat code.
glowing blade, red hot, white hot from being in the radiant consumption. He just comes down.
It just pulls it down on its head.
From the head, and he'll do his classic splits it in half long ways.
Okay, as the blade hits on the head, it hits the porcelain mask, which shatters into little pieces of porcelain, revealing a face made of worms. Your blade then just carves through the worms, scorching and burning them away, splitting through until it hits the core, in the middle of its chest, which is a small purple-ish crystalline device, which then shatters, and in an instant the worms all immediately fall to the ground, writhing, and then stop moving entirely. Its form just falls apart. It was made of worms, aside from this little crystal in the center. It is the dead.
And
There are
The
still
other two
worms
attacked.
crawling on. There are still worms crawling on you, but they're sort of slowly falling off as well.
they'll burn up soon enough.
Let me just go ahead and mark that spell slot real quick. Alright, the other two I will just do a normal attack on the Minotaur a couple times.
Cool. On this one here.
Yep.
So that's 14 on him, and then 22 on him. This Minotaur is badly injured.
And that's me.
Cheers, you destroyed their leader. Very well done.
Oh yeah, I also need to do this because it took damage. Yeah, I keep it up.
Garlet.
I can one-shotting the big bad? No way. Never seen it before.
Paladin.
It is worth noting, you've seen dozens of these creatures wandering about in the halls of this tower. So,
Yeah, and the fact that it took that much to one-shot this one makes you kind of scared.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to find multiple of them, that's for damn sure.
Garlet, your turn.
I'm gonna deal
So-
with this guy over here.
Okay. You run up to him.
21 for 14.
21 hits and 14 damage as you start to cleave into this guy who was beating on Aphro, your friend, Mind Player.
20 for 14.
Excellent. He is more injured.
21 for 15.
Okay. He is on death's door. Fortunately, 12 does not hit. As you're swinging all these attacks, and he desperately turns and brings his flail up and parries Siegfried's oath sword, unable to get the killing strike on him.
He is marked, however.
He is marked, which is good because Aphrodite was getting injured by him.
Yep, that's my turn.
That's your turn. All right, Dan Raya.
Okay, I will swing at this bastard.
Okay. Oof. Okay. As this Minotaur started to beat on you, but then you saw the lava mage, the worm mage die, and you're like, now's my chance. And you get a killing strike if you want to describe it.
I'm just gonna slash at one knee, the other knee, and then when it like goes down, I'm then just gonna put my sword like through its mouth
Okay.
because it seems to be the thing that's less protected.
Yes. And it's sort of flailing about as you slash its knees, it drops to its knees and then drive the sword through its mouth, and it immediately stops moving. The heavy clunk, you pull your sword out and its armored body hits the ground hard. Dead.
Tyken, help is on the way, dear.
Woohoo!
That hits.
It also takes an extra 11 radiant, so that's 16, 23. No,
Got him.
Am I-
Cool. Yep, he is still
30.
standing.
30 something.
I got
Cool.
it. He is still standing, however.
Yeah.
Okay. As you splash at him, you're tearing apart his armor with your claws. Just and bits and plates are falling off. He's still standing, but he's extremely bloodied.
I'm gonna eat you.
Mhm.
Hold on. I'm still. That's still like there. He's occupying that grid, right?
Yes, he's occupying this square here. Yeah.
Yes, I'm just trying to get out of Tyken's Bernie zone.
Oh, he can.
Oh no, you can
exclude
stay in it. You're
He can-
designated.
He
Oh,
can
cool.
exclude you. Yeah.
High five, yeah.
Yeah. So like to flavor it,
Style.
as you walk in, it kind of parts, and there's a little safety bubble around you, just big enough for you to fit in.
Wow. It's my turn.
Okay, that's your turn. It is allies. So firstly, Aphrodite looks at you, Scarlet, and says, "I trust you have this brute under control." Scarlet? Oh,
What?
Or let's be like I played the 5th, the 11th, and the 16th.
Aphrodite the Mind Flayer says here, "I trust you have this brute under your control."
Yes, it's fine.
Excellent. I need to feed. I am quite hungry.
Extra.
Oh boy.
Yay!
We're about to see some shit.
My
Um,
favorite.
the Minotaur does
least
get an opportunity
favorite.
attack. The Minotaur does take an opportunity attack on the Mind Flayer as he leaves.
With disadvantage.
It is advantage, and he rolled a natural 5, so he misses.
Good. Still
Floats
iffy
up
on
to
my
this-
player, but he's our ally for the time being.
He floats up to this Minotaur, who is currently holding his head and incapacitated, which means he can use Extract Brain. He watches the Mind Flayer floats up to equal in height to the Minotaur's head and just pulls the helmet off. His tentacles go over the Minotaur's head, and you hear a horrific sucking sound. He rolled a nat 20 on his Extract Brain.
Oh shit.
Wait, a crit extract brain. Oh my gosh.
Isn't that like insta?
It's not insta kill. It is
I thought it was
113 damage.
insta-kill.
It's 10d10 damage normally.
Okay, that's basically insta kill on a player.
So
You-
yeah, here's a fun fact. I one-shot a level 17 with a Mind Flayer using extract brain once.
Jesus Christ. Level 17 what? Fucking wizard.
It does
Cleric.
require to be grappled or incapacitated, which they are because they're stunned.
That cleric sure was.
He watches the Mind Flayer, puts its tentacles on the Minotaur's now unhelmeted head, and you hear this sucking sound, and it is like slurp and like clunk, and then the Minotaur collapses. There is a hole in the middle of its forehead and its brain is no longer there. The Minotaur hits the ground dead, and the Mind Flayer and Aphrodite just goes, much better, and then turns its attention to this one.
I agree, April. Much better.
It has 5 feet of movement, so it moves there.
I was that other Minotaur, I'd be shitting bricks.
At this point, the unnamed Asimar lady is on her feet. She's used her last turn to lay on hands herself. She's still bloodied, but is better.
Mhm.
Steps out. And you see anger in her eyes at what she had to go through. In a blur of movement, she's up here. She gets to here, that's it.
She's designated as well, because I have a feeling she's going to run next to me at some point, just
Yep.
in case.
She says, I'm going to pay for all of my kind that you've killed. And she starts throwing punches while here. And with every punch that she throws, a bolt of radiant energy launches from her hands.
Oh, let's go!
I don't know what class
I've always
that
wanted
is,
to
but
play
I
one
wanna
of
play it.
these. I've always
Is
wanted to play one of these.
Sun Soul? Or...
Sun Soul.
Nice.
And she's going to flurry of blows as well. And she fires 4 bolts of radiant energy, 2 of them critting.
God dang.
Scarlet, you watch as this Minotaur, which was turning to face you, is suddenly nailed 4 times by bolts of radiant energy, which pierce through it with incredible force. Its body is thrown across the room and is ignited with radiant fire as it hits the ground, burning.
Bye.
Bye,
And
have a
she's
good
just
time.
and she is panting and she is angry as hell.
Understandably so.
And she turns her attention to the rest of them. Charlie is going to continue doing his thing. He's going to move over here. And Charlie's going to unleash Force Bolts on that Minotaur. Minotaur is blown away by 2 bolts of force and is killed. Because Charlie is hitting every time. Amazing. Archie sees that the battle is basically done. And he's just going to do an average Archie. I'm going to conserve my spell slots because he's very clever. Bolt of force into this Minotaur for 10 points of damage. Phew. Enemy! There's only 1 left and he's stunned. He gets to roll at the end of his turn, he is still stunned. Tykan! There's 1 Minotaur left and Afrolt's about to do a thing to him.
You know what? I'll let Afrol do a thing to him. I'll just stand right here and hold my action in case what Afrol does doesn't finish it off.
Okay. Garlet. Would you like to let the Mind Flayer eat another brain, or are you going to interject? Garlet?
Man, I'm just not gonna watch. He can have it.
As you sort of like turn your back, knowing the sounds that are about to happen.
Yeah. We're just gonna go over here. Is Tyken in range?
Tykan is just in range, yes.
Okay. We'll do for the Tyken,
Yay.
herself, and the new person.
The new person gets hit points. Yay! He sort of takes it. I notice you're not giving it to the Mind Flayer.
It's also out of range,
That's true. That was then.
and I was
You sort
more
of-
focused on the one who is in deep shit.
Yep. Not the Mind Flayer about to be happily feed. Num num.
Yeah, I could also care less about the mind player.
Yeah. Alright. Dan Raya.
I'm going to go over here to her. To said mysterious woman.
Yes.
And
Her hands are
I-
glowing with radiant energy still from those punches. and she's just panting and looking at you. She's so angry.
I will say I know it doesn't help, but take this, and I put my hand on her shoulder and I heal her for 12 points of healing hands.
More of the wounds close. It seems to calm her as you do that. She looks at you and says, she tilts her head and says, Tempest.
I'll revert back to my normal form and just be like, yeah.
Huh.
You?
She gestures to her arms and says, hello.
Well, I'm glad we could save one, at least. We've seen some shit on the way here.
She growls as you say that. Oh, that's turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Charlie just sort of watches and analyzes this. She, the mysterious Asima, looks away from you, Thanrea, and looks at the Minotaur. Angry enough that she wants to see this. Aphrodite doesn't crit. Boo. However, Tycan, you watch as Aphrodite moves up, removes the helmet, and proceeds to do 58 points of damage. And sucks this Minotaur's brain out as well.
Yummy.
It hits the ground hard. And with that, we're out of initiative.
I'll say to Afro, I'll be like, if you're still hungry, we still got this one in the test tube.
Aphrodite says, no, I am satisfied for the moment, and also I'd rather not consume whatever they've been doing in there.
That's true. You don't know what they've done to your food.
It would be an affront to our new companion here. I believe.
I would end my radiant consumption and then go say hello.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd drop all my stuff.
Aphrodite approaches. He looks at all of you and says, I didn't think there was anyone here that could save me.
I'm happy that we were able to help. And he will stick his hand out and be like, I am Tyken.
Tycan, I've heard stories of you.
Everybody's heard stories.
She takes your hand, shakes it, says, I am Dawn. I was the leader of a team. It's a long story. I've been through a lot.
was a pleasure to meet you.
I'm sorry. And she sort of starts to clean herself a bit.
He goes, no need to apologize. I'm just happy we were able to save someone while we were here.
He nods. And I think I'll call it there because I want Archie to be here for the next bits and things.
That's fair.
That's cool. Yeah, so you've met Dawn! Asima Monk. Hope you all had a good playmoo.
I did have a very good time.
Yay.
Yeah, we got another companion.
We're Pokemon trainers at this point.
Yeah.
My starter's
Man.
the Mind Flayer, no touch.
I'm starting to get attached to this mind flayer. It's a shame that they're gonna have to leave.
No, you're
I'm
here on
always
the-
attached to Mind Flayers. Welcome to my world.
I'm so
I
glad
do
I got
actually-
to use. I'm so glad I got to use extract brain. That's okay. I'm happy with that.
I know. I always really enjoyed getting to use it, whether it was on a random thing or by players personally. You know.
Brain has now been sucked.
Like, so what had happened was my players, whenever I killed the cleric, they were trying to clear out a massive mind flayer colony, and well, the cleric kind of failed their stuff, so they got to play I Can't Move Simulator, and the mind flayer just kind of went over and rolled an extremely high roll on his extract brain. Luckily, they were level 7, and the cleric was only dead for like 30 seconds. But yeah.
How do they come back if their brain's been removed?
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Oh,
You-
party members spent money on stuff for that.
It's funny as fuck. I love that.
But yeah, you get to meet a Scourge Asimar Sun Soul monk.
I'm looking forward to talking to her next time, but I actually do have to skedaddle. I got family coming over that I ain't seen in a while tomorrow. So I gotta
Your
go do
family.
something.
Yeah.
Hey, right back at you.
That was meant to be an insult, but that's fine. We'll go with that.
Bring it up
But,
in my night shifts, and now I have to go cook her food.
Your food.
I will skid on Daddle now. Y'all have a good one. I will talk to y'all soon.
Think of a play. Oh, before you go.
Mm.
No game next week because we're moving offices and I am working on Monday, which is today's Monday for me.
Oh, good.
All right. Yeah, you gotta also get that like $5,000 chair too. So you.
Yeah, well, unfortunately we're not getting those. We are getting $600 filing cabinets.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, that's very important.
That helps with the back.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't understand how they can spend that much on a filing cabinet. It's got 2 drawers. I don't get it.
I bet the price is jacked up high because it's a business file cabinet. So.
It is an office file cabinet.
Love the way you did the ability, by the way.
Which one?
Like, the new one, the future sight.
Oh, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, when I was talking to you about it, I was like, I have no idea how I would want this to be implemented in a way that would make sense and would still allow me to use the later ability.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah,
you did this, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
Yay. But yeah, basically, yeah. So Baphomet has a warehouse full of devices that he's collected but couldn't figure out how to use from the multiverse. That device is basically a remix of the Beacons of Creation, which were from Critical Role Season 2. Because if you're aware, D&D lore is the multiverse is all connected.
Yeah. I don't know what the item did, by the way. I didn't watch season 2.
I love that shit because that literally means that you can make whatever you want and it's still technically be
Hey,
connected
Joy.
to other
Yeah.
shit.
We're almost done here, but thank you for coming.
It's all canon, technically. I mean, Arkan the Cruel is from there, and
Yeah. Does this mean she can, like, someone could say something and she could be like, oh, yeah, I can finish your sentence for you?
somewhat, yeah. Flavor-wise, yeah. Probably spend the points
Hell
on-
yeah.
But yeah. So the way it works is you have more reactions because you have brief visions of the future, and you can regain those by meditating on your visions.
Hell yeah. Love it. Love it so much. I am doing okay. My hand is still giving me issues, but I can still play games as long as I'm not using a game that requires a controller.
What'd you do with your hand, Sol?
It's infected.
The most dangerous of English diseases.
How did you infect
Wanker's
your hand?
cramp.
I don't know how it happened. I just know I have dermatitis.
Oh,
I know.
Right,
It
get a job.
sucks.
You should get a job. That'll fix it.
I have a job.
Well, if you have more jobs, then eventually you'll fix it.
Shut up.
Alright. Yeah, peace out, guys.
Thanks for
See ya.
playing.
A couple weeks.
Thanks
See
for
ya.
playing. See you, bye. Have good fun.
Bye bye.
I need to add the ability onto her sheet now. I did remove the bolt, like her bolts from her sheet. Just I don't use
Bolts?
them.
Oh, crossbow bolts.
Yeah, crossbow bolts. I have a light
that's
crossbow,
fine.
but I don't use it.
That's fine. That's fine.
So-
I assume if you want to use it, you have some ammo somewhere. That's fine.
Yeah, so instead of that, I have future sight in the 4 boxes.
Yay!
Now I have to add the ability. I'll add it as other. Let's future sight. Now we copy all this and make a paste.
Yeah. Scarlet's almost a Jedi. You see things before they happen.
Oh my god. She's a dual wielding Jedi with all these different powers, but is
Yep.
also a fighter.
You're a Jedi. Are you a grey Jedi? So, are you a grey, a Sith, or a Jedi?
Scarlet would be probably Jedi.